grab your gold chains, your hair gel, and start fist pumping. This week, our road trip takes us to the Jersey Shore. So grab your favorite Guido or Guidette because it's time to start smashing hand grenades. We watched the Jersey Shore Massacre. We watched it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is. Greetings, Moon Goons! Welcome to Horrible Horror, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. Movies so bad they're scary. I'm your host, Marshall Hampton. With me today, as always, my good friend, my buddy, my co-host, my right-hand man, Mr. Aaron Southworth.
Hey, how's it going? It is sweltering hot outside. It is
all sweaty hot.
Oh my God. All I can think about is how hot it is. But we are here. We just saw a movie, Jersey Shore Massacre, and we actually have two new guests with us here today.
First-timers.
First-timers representing Grey Word Entertainment. We have Renee and Adam. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
All right.
Yes, this week we took on Jersey Shore Massacre. This gem of a movie, I stumbled upon it a few months ago, and it got added to the list, and just figured now is the right time to bust it out for a little summer road trip ditty. I love the taglines for this movie, first of all, I think are kind of hilarious. There's two of them. One is, the situation just got deadly. And the other one is, you're not the only ones that want them dead. So I think is pretty funny.
I like that. Now, it's kind of funny because one of the actual producers, the executive producer.
How did they get to that? But go ahead. Yeah,
executive producer is Jwoww.
Yeah. Jenni Farley from the Jersey Shore.
Other known as Jwoww.
Yeah, Jwoww.
Yeah.
Officially, but it's Jenni Farley. But yes, Jwoww.
Now, I'm curious, Adam, Renee, did you guys ever watch a Jersey Shore?
I did.
Now, because I remember that's one of the reasons we have Renee here with us today, is because Grey Word Entertainment was very kind enough to record our live from Sullivan's episode of Friday 13th, Jason Goes to Hell. Part 9, and also you guys did my wedding, which was fucking fantastic. Loved it so much. So anybody in the St. Louis area needs any sort of event planning, check out Grey Word Entertainment. I'm sure we'll be able to plug you guys also at the end. But when we were talking, you said, I've watched a lot of Jersey Shore.
I have.
How much Jersey
Unfortunately,
Shore?
all of it.
All of it.
Oh, my God.
So
all of it.
You've seen every episode?
And and the spinoff, the Snooki and Jwoww. I have watched that as well.
And I've watched it by proxy because I've been in the room.
Yeah.
And I've been subject to this.
So you were deep. Deep in the Shore.
I understood a lot of the references in that movie because a lot of the names were from Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I can see you're not too proud of this right now. You're kind of wearing a
I actually feel a little weird about this.
Well, hey, but now you're like our perfect reference. So you can, like, if we have questions, we have our expert here.
Our subject matter expert, yeah.
Yes.
She's not doing it because we'll give a quick shout out to a friend of the show, Chris Samples, who is I think a closeted or secret Jersey Shore watcher. He was, I think, had a surgery, was like, basically bedridden for a while, and he got hooked on Jersey Shore. So
I don't know how that happens, but yeah.
Yeah, I refuse to ever watch
this show. You don't know how that happens, huh?
Totally refuse to watch it, but I remember
doing
a rant on this show, like on MySpace and on Facebook. I was so sick of it. I just did this huge, stupid rant. But anyways, besides the point. Let's go back to the actual movie itself, why we're here.
Sorry.
It was released on August 22nd, 2014. It's an 80-minute movie. Written
Felt a lot longer than that.
It did.
Well, I mean, by the time if you take away the credits, about 80 minutes. Just under 90. Written by Paul Ternopol. I'm probably going to butcher that name. And simply put, GoldenEye. So the best Nintendo 64 game ever actually helped write this movie. It was also directed by Paul Ternopol. I don't fucking know his name.
You got to put an Italian accent on it. Come on.
You don't even know if it's Italian or what. It's just something.
Hey.
You can find the movie on Amazon, iTunes, Vudu, YouTube, and Google Play.
It was on YouTube.
It was on. It's not. It wasn't a freebie on YouTube. It was like
okay.
YouTube Red or whatever their subscription
So I
service
was like, I
is.
paid for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
did
rental.
too.
With
Still have
more
6
rental.
more days.
With
of it.
more than money, with a little time of my life, I paid for this.
Yeah.
You know?
The cast really not a whole lot. I mean, to go on. I would do my research. There wasn't really anything worth saying except for a few people. Again, there are no names really, but there's some interesting facts about Giovanni Roselli, who plays Tony in the movie. He was also in the Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
Oh, okay.
So he's in that. And speaking of wrestling, he was also a former WWE wrestler known as Romeo, who was one half of the tag team the Heartthrobs. And they wrestled for the WWE Tag Team Championship against William Regal and Tajiri a few years ago.
Wow, I
Which
don't
one
remember
was
them.
Tony?
He's the
Probably
one.
the big dude.
No, it's not the biggest dude.
No.
It's one who hooks up with Dean.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't get that far into it.
Okay.
I don't know the names.
Okay, and he's still he's a personal trainer, but he still wrestles as Romeo on the indie circuits.
Huh.
William Regal.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and then we have Brett Azir. Now this is the huge guy, just a giant
Right.
guy that you're talking about. Plays Gino. He was in he was in the newest movie, the newest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shadows, which just came out. He's in that. He's an uncredited cop, but he is in it. He's also been credited for being in Gotham, the TV series,
Okay.
the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, the Netflix show,
Yeah.
Jessica Jones, the Netflix show, Jim Gaffigan show, and he was in Terminator Genesis, where he played the younger version of the T-80. So he played a young Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So
Wow.
what happened to him? Why is
Yeah.
he in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just for our
Want to show his
Googans
face in something.
and our listeners who kind of keep track of this, we also have some horrible horror all-stars in this movie. We have Sean
yes.
C. Phillips, who was the fat, super
I
fat.
know, I recognize him, and I was like, "You gotta be kidding!"
I know.
me.
He was in
You've
Blade Runner
got to be
3D,
kidding
Camp
me.
Massacre. He's been in a lot of the movies.
So-
Was he in the fat kid camp?
Yes.
thing? Okay.
Yes, he's in the movies.
This is
in
the
a
third
movie.
movie that he's been in, and of course, I know who else you're going to
Of
be
course,
referencing.
the one and only Mr. Ron Jeremy,
Ron Jeremy.
turned out to be in this movie.
Oh,
This
as
is like
well.
God.
the
Sixth
or
movie.
seventh movie that we've had Ron Jeremy in.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not we're not intentionally doing this.
We're not looking for Ron
I
Jeremy
feel like you
movies.
guys are looking for Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
I feel like we need
The
to send
big
him
gun.
a plaque.
Yeah,
from our shows.
I think we should. I think we should get a hold. Obviously, he's not hard to get a hold of.
Maybe we can get him on the show.
He does a lot of shitty movies. We should send him a horrible horror award.
Yeah.
Oh, you should. Oh,
Lifetime achievement.
Lifetime Achievement Award from Horrible Horror.
Just
Best
take it or
disgusting
leave it, baby. You earned it.
All right, so that takes care of all the prelim stuff. Let's jump into the movie proper. We open with this car driving down this dark dirt road at night in the woods, and it comes to a stop. And these three Guido mob guys get out. They're pulling out shovels and pickaxes, and one of them's bitching about having to do this again. And the last time they nearly died from the stench, so they're getting the idea that they're to bury a body.
Yeah, they're going to move a body.
Yeah,
that,
or
you
something.
Know,
Yeah.
not their first day.
Yeah, we got to move them.
This is
Someone
not their
might
first
find 'em.
rodeo.
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
Right.
So they're
I
in
think
the
he actually
woods.
says that.
So they come to the wood and this large pre-dug grave in the woods. It just happens to be there. Now there's two guys dressed in black, one in white. So the two guys in black have the guy in white climb down into the hole to check out and say, why is this hole there? Which he stupidly does. And once he's down the hole, he says, hey, there's nothing down there. I don't see anything. I don't smell anything. And that's when the guys in the black say, really? You don't smell
a rat?
a rat?
You don't smell a rat?
Yep. They
First
pull
of
out
all,
guns, shoot him dead, and saying Big V sends his regards, and just plug him full of lead.
What wise guy is gonna get in the hole? I don't understand that. You think that I don't get. Like, this guy's like, this is not my first day. I've done this before, but like, then gets in the hole.
Yeah.
Who does that?
You're a wise guy. This is your first. I'm
Come
not a
on,
wise
bro,
guy. I haven't seen that many. But I've seen Godfather, 1 and 2. I've seen The Sopranos. I'm ahead of the game. This guy's a wise guy. Fuck that.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll
with you.
get in
Like, he just willingly gets into the hole, which they can clearly see there's nothing in there. Like,
Right.
I don't know why. It's pretty retarded.
Something else I thought was funny was whenever they were pulling the shovels out of the trunk. It looked like they were like pulling a sleeve out of a clown sleeve, or pulling the shovels out of a clown sleeve. You know, the kerchief thing. Because it's just like he just kept pulling shovels out of there. It's like, oh my god, what is going on with this scene?
So they bury the guy they shot, head back to the car, and on their way, they start hearing noises in the woods. So they start shining this flash. Again, okay, they have flashlights. Again, they could have shine the flashlight down into the hole and see like there's nothing there. And we find this naked, bloody woman tied to a tree, just there.
Yeah.
And the light quickly pans over what looks like kind of a Bigfoot creature. It's hairy. It's in red. It's
That's
hard
exactly
to see.
what I asked. I'm like, is it Bigfoot?
Yeah, it's kind of it gives you the image that it's Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And the Bigfoot, quote unquote, attacks. The camera cuts away to show it's just blood spraying across the trees, a severed arm's flying one way.
You hear the guy screaming.
Yeah, the naked bound woman, she's screaming, trying to escape.
And
blood
she's just
going
getting
everywhere.
splashed with
Yes.
blood. I mean, like you can tell they're just taking
Like
buckets
shovels of it, yeah.
and just smashing her with this blood.
One of my favorite things, like when the wise guys are walking through, was whenever he goes, "Oh yeah, if these woods could talk," and then all of a sudden they talked.
Yeah.
Like the woods go, "Oh!" It's like perfect timing.
Yeah, so we see another severed leg go flying around, followed by the bald Guido's head flying through the
Flying
air.
through the air.
And that's it. It cuts to black, and we roll the opening title card. And we're immediately taken to a nightclub in full swing, complete with like shots of a guy dropping roofies in a girl's drink.
Yeah.
Full of grenades.
Yeah.
That bar was full of grenades.
And-
Are you guys familiar with what a grenade is?
And so, from what I understand, a grenade is someone
Is
who
the ugly woman, right?
it's the ugly person.
Your
who
friends take the grenade.
You throw yourself on
Yeah.
the grenade so your buddies can get laid.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I did pick up on that because they referenced it later in the
Yeah,
movie. But
yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that one.
You know,
Club
I
was
used it in my
full
opening. You haven't heard yet, but the opening's got it.
Of not to bring it back to the shovels, but shovel faces. The chicks in that bar looked like they had been hit in the face with multiple shovels.
But this bar
Holy
is
shit.
off the hook. I mean, they're aggressive making out. I mean,
they're doing coke.
they're doing lines
Grabbing
in the
coke
bathroom, dropping roofies and shots, fist
Yeah.
pumping out the dick. I mean, it's just crazy.
There's more fist
Yeah.
pumping in this movie than I have ever. I can't even come up with a good simile for that. Or
There's a
metaphor.
joke there somewhere, but it's
there's
just over the top.
There's a joke there to be made, but I can't think of it. So it just jumps away from the club and takes us to this busy Jersey. Well, I thought it was Jersey, but it turns out I guess Brooklyn, really, hair salon.
Yeah.
And this is where we meet Teresa and Dina, the two main characters, along with the token effeminate gay hairstylist.
Oh, I can't stand. Oh my god. It's like
You didn't like him?
it's like a cartoony gay dude with a
I-
lisp, like so cartoony, like
I loved him.
like Speedy Gonzales of the gay world. Like,
Yeah, he was
I
like
couldn't handle it.
he was like Mr. Puerto Rico gay.
Oh, I couldn't
yeah.
handle it. Oh,
I thought he was great.
no, he was great, but he was just so.
It was so over the top. You're right. I mean, basically, it was
It came
a
full
cartoon.
circle. So over top, it came back
Yeah.
around to being good.
It did.
That's pretty much it.
Because he had some good one-liners in there at the end.
Now in comes Gigi, one of the girls' other friends, and there's like, hey, we're ready to leave on our trip. And Gigi to me looks like a younger, sluttier version and Jerseyer version of the comedian Natasha Leggero. If anybody knows who that is,
I know
guess
that.
not.
I know
Blank
who that
stares.
is. I know who that is. But I can't even think who Gigi is at this point.
she's
I
the
don't-
blonde.
my names are.
She was the blonde.
She was
Never
the
mind.
blonde who came
Yes,
into the
I know who you're
show.
talking about.
Yeah.
Got it. Sorry.
So the girls leave, and they pack up the load of the SUV for their trip.
Hold on, hey, Marshall. Before you move on, just one quote that I don't want us to forget about from that
Our favorite quote, I believe,
was
It's our
from
favorite quote.
was from your favorite cartoony guy,
Oh, yeah,
Aaron.
yeah.
Was unless your pizza is pepperoni, don't even heat the oven.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I
That
did
was a
like
good
that.
one.
So we couldn't leave there without mentioning his quote there.
Yeah, that was intentional because he was showing a picture of this guy he met like online.
Yeah.
This girl, and the girl's like, "Oh, he's kind of cute," and then he says, "If you're that line."
Unless your pizza's pepperoni, don't
We're like,
Don't even heat the oven.
So Gigi stopped in the parking lot by Michael, who's kind of like her ex-boyfriend, or
And Michael's
Or like-
aggressive.
Man,
a little.
He's
or a
balls
little
to the wall,
too
that
attached,
Michael.
like net dick. I don't
Yeah.
know what you call. Like I don't know. And he gets all pissed off for her leaving on the trip, yells at her, makes some red herring threats about hurting her or whatever, and then before they all leave,
Man, and he is like
he's roided out.
he is. I mean,
he's not like huge like Gino,
but
but like, he's like roid
he's
raging.
that Jersey look. He's got a tank top, shitty tattoos, and he's just screaming where his veins are popping out of his neck. He's just like, "Why are you
no
leaving?"
build up to his anger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No.
it's just from 0 to 100.
exactly.
build up.
He's just instantly
Comes on
angry.
scene.
Instantly
Pissed.
angry.
Yeah, every scene he's in, all he does, he's just angry nonstop.
all he does.
So now we come to driving scene number 1. The 3 girls are driving down the streets talking, and at this point, nearly every third word in this scene is fuck. Except for Teresa, who barely curses at all in this whole movie. She's like the good girl.
She's also the one with the least amount of Jersey accent.
Yes.
Like, she's got, like, no accent.
Although, it's weird because it's Jersey. They're heading to the Jersey Shore, but they're all from, like, Brooklyn.
Well, that New York, Jersey-esque, that real thick Italian, Jersey, New York accent. She doesn't have it.
No, she doesn't.
Or she barely has it. I mean, everyone else is off the charts with it, but she doesn't really have it.
It is overdone. Yeah.
We do learn that in there is that these 3 are meeting up with more of their girlfriends, and according to Dina, they're arguing back and forth about Michael and Gigi. And according to Dina, unless the girl has a ring on her finger, she is considered single and can do whatever she wants and fuck whomever she wants at any time.
True.
Amen.
According
That is true.
to Dina.
That's not just in Jersey.
So they kind of merge at the intersection. And they pull up to their friend's car, and the one girl who I don't know her name, I just call her the Snooki of this.
She is the Snooki. Yes.
She's the Snooki of the show.
Yes.
Or the movie.
One of the meatballs.
And she flashes her giant tits at the others, and they just all drive off laughing, ready to caravan down to the shore.
Yeah, I didn't understand that scene.
Yeah,
It's like their Jersey greeting. Hey!
Yeah. Oh, hey, look.
It's like shaking hands and flashing
Convertibles and tits.
So we get more driving montage footage, and eventually they all arrive at this beach house that they've rented for the weekend. But there's a problem. Turns out the group of sassy Latinas have also rented the house, and this sparks a face-off with Dina and the main Latina chick. They get heated. They do a get classy, heated yet classy debate. I would say.
Classy.
If by
Yes.
classy, you mean calling
It's
each other
definitely-
chongas and brujas.
Chonga. Well, every time the Latina girls would speak, it was like I felt like they were having a stroke because it was just like but there was no Spanish that I could pick up on. It was just like these words strung together and then like her just like giving tude. I don't know.
Now, if I remember correctly, Adam, you actually were pretty good with Spanish for a while.
Both of us, yeah.
And
I didn't pick up on any there either.
No.
It was just gibberish.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so that just kind of
She's
shows
about to have a
you.
stroke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, Dina storms off to go talk with the owner of the rental property, who is played by, like I said, horrible all-star Ron the Hedgehog Jeremy, where he plays this huge pothead right now. He's just a potterific, just living life, making money off his beach rental
Living
property.
on the shore, smoking weed, renting out properties. What a way to live.
Yeah.
I can't hit his greeting. It's one of these phrases that I can't handle, and it's that. What can I do you for? I don't do well with that greeting, and coming from Ron Jeremy's face makes it even worse for me. I was, oh yeah, I have yuck written on my notes.
So Ron thinks that they're all together, but of course not. And it turns out that Dina made the reservation under the name Romano. The Latinas made theirs under the name Romero, so that's where the mix-up comes from.
Classic mix-up.
Yeah, classic.
Yes.
Classic.
And
Easy to
Ron
do.
tells him essentially he already gave the other group the keys to the house. There's nothing he can do about the mix-up. But to make up for it, he's like, hey, you girls can stay at my place. And absolutely disgusted by the thought of that, they refuse, walk away.
Wah, wah.
But I got to chuckle at Ron's lines here because he closes the door and says, they're lost. Okay, Pot, it's you and me. I was like, all right, Ron.
I just like that.
He's I have also written down that I just wanted him to whip his dick out and stop acting. Like I couldn't handle it. I can't handle the acting. I just get to it, Ron.
Oh, but we've
Well,
seen.
then you're lucky you haven't seen some of the other ones where he's actually been like the best actor.
He's
in the
phoning
movie.
it in, and he's still the best actor. There's some bad ones.
So you missed out on those. So you think
Well,
acting-
being in like 100+ films, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
more like 500.
Who knows?
right.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch this.
So the girls, they stand around while they're trying to figure out what to do, and Teresa just kind of walks off by herself. At this point, the Latina's dog walks up, pisses on Gigi's foot. And that's really the whole scene.
Yeah.
And then until Teresa comes back and says, hey, we can stay at my Uncle Vito's house, which is about 15 miles from where we're at right now. So it's like,
Uncle Vito,
Yay.
who is a
So
character
before-
from Jersey Shore.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, he's a real uncle. from someone on Jersey Shore.
Oh, there you go. There's,
All right,
there's
well,
link number one.
there's our Jersey.
Did not know that.
And another, again, referring to our
Dina
expert.
is a character from Jersey Shore.
Referring back to our expert here, also, does the Jersey Shore girls ever have beef with any Latinas in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Okay.
They have people
Just
with everybody,
curious.
though. I thought
Well,
Well, it is actually pretty much everybody on the Jersey Shore, but no, there was.
I didn't know if there was an actual, like, racial divide or tension or anything. Okay.
So,
That was. Yeah, no.
That was all new. Okay.
now it's
Chonga,
driving
right?
scene number
Yeah.
2.
Chonga.
The cars drive down this rural dirt road on the middle of the forest. The cliche news report comes on out of nowhere. It's like the radio just turns on by itself because they're not listening to the radio until this comes on. Reporting that the human remains of alleged members of the Rubino crime family were found in the Pine Barrens, which is where the area they're in now. And so even though they don't come right out and say at this point, but you basically realize that Teresa's uncle Vito is Big V Rubino, the crime boss.
Right.
So Vito Rubino is
Vito Rubino.
yeah, it was a fun name.
It's fun to say.
It is kind of fun to say. The cars pull up to Uncle Vito's place, which is a very modern, very large cabin style like mansion.
Yeah.
It's
Really cool.
yeah, I haven't
great.
known anything, but it's actually a pretty fucking awesome house.
Yes.
It's pretty
It's
sweet.
great.
Nice pool.
But-
I mean,
but-
yeah.
Was it on the way there? Where all of a sudden there were like those two like Cotton Eye Joe looking
Yeah.
doofuses like on the side of the road?
I skipped over, but yeah, they're past the road. Yeah, and they pass
What
these,
were they doing?
there's two like these hillbilly like mountain folk
It's like men
on the
without
side
hats
of the
video.
road trying to sell people like you see people selling oranges
Like
on the side
a
of the road. Only-
bucket of meat.
Yeah, they're trying to sell a bucket of meat and furs.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a bucket. It was like bucket of like just beef.
Yeah,
Out of like ground chuck.
Or who knows? Yeah, and it's I don't get it. I don't get it. I haven't been to Jersey, so I don't know like
The street meat peddlers.
Street meat.
yeah, like, what kind of rural folk is really in Jersey? I picture Jersey, and I feel bad
You know,
because
it's gotta be. It's the summer, so the meat's gotta be. It's hot. It's not refrigerated. It's just a bucket of warm meat.
And fur. Who trades fur?
Yeah, they're not the like the furs like the French.
yeah, but like the French like mountain men. I have these beaver pelts. They'll keep you
Revenant.
dry.
Oh, and of course they had the overalls with one down.
Right.
It was one side of the road.
Like a union suit with the butt flap open. Yeah.
That just caught my eye a little
Yeah.
bit. Like, the Cotton Eye Joes.
So the girls are all marveling at how great the house is, and Teresa alludes that her uncle got the house from some guy in entertainment who she's not really sure what happened to. So again, they're playing up like he's probably was like whack or
Made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
Sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. And they mentioned the other people that are around here are only nice when they're trying to sell you something. So they're trying to play out the look out for the woods folk, the mountain
Right.
folk that live by.
The fur traders.
Fur
Yeah,
traders.
fur traders.
Fur traders and the meat.
The meat vendors.
Teresa shows the girls the pool where they find a frog in the filter, and Teresa uses this as an opportunity to show the girls the lake that it's on the property to release the frog. And the only thing that you really need to know about this is after she releases the frog in the water, one of the girls like kind of playfully gives Teresa like a push,
Kind of acts like she's gonna push in the
her
lake.
and Teresa flips the fuck out, has a panic attack. Because Dina starts yelling at her that, bitch, that ain't funny. Teresa's afraid of the water and can't swim. Like, it's a whole...
While they're standing there in stiletto heels on a rickety dock.
Yeah.
So again,
Right.
just to give you a visual, they are dressed so tacky. The tightest dresses, the biggest hoop earrings, the hugest hair, the highest heels, and they're in the woods.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're in the woods.
So it just looks
Yes.
fucking ridiculous.
And
Well,
when they walked...
works later when they come to the tour part. But
Or when they
Jesus.
walked in the house, that very first, like one of the girls, I can't think of her name at this point because they all run together, but they said, "Oh, look, it's got all the Belgian whistles."
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I had some notes to say, but everybody in this movie is incredibly stupid. Like, they're just all morons.
Off the charts.
Yeah.
I mean, they are the worst people in the world.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to say the worst people in the
Belgian
world.
whistles.
So, okay, I had two quick notes here. At this point, like I said, I just don't know the names of any of the girls up to this
I know.
point.
It doesn't
Struggling,
matter.
yeah.
Not the original three I got because they say, but the ones they meet up with, at this
Yeah.
point, no idea who they were. And again, I just want to know, like, if Teresa's so deathly afraid of water and she can't swim, I would think going to the beach would be like the last place she would want to go.
This beach scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's pretty
this deep scene.
we're coming up on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the house, they work on their sleeping arrangements. While they're unpacking, the flat-chested girl, who I do learn her name later is Valerie. So Valerie unpacks a black vibrator and just
Don't get
sets it on the dresser.
Don't understand that scene.
Boop. Here's a
Yeah,
black dildo or vibrator right here.
Well, that's the thing. Is like I remember seeing the scene. Like, okay, well, they made it very clear. This is a look at the black dildo scene. Like, okay, something's gonna vibrator. Yeah, whatever.
Somebody's getting killed with a vibrator.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, something's gonna happen.
They're obviously setting up for something's
gonna happen with it. Nope.
You don't see that vibrator again.
No.
So
understand
we cut to the
a weird sentence
the
to
girls
say.
who get startled by Edgar. Now Edgar, who's at the patio door, he's like this giant bearded mountain man.
One of the fur traders.
Yeah, he's gotta be one. Yeah,
The street meat guys.
Yeah.
Street meat vendors.
And he's like, "You want my sausage?" And he's got like a skillet of sausages.
Oh, that voice.
And he comes across as very simple man, probably a bit slow, but kind of hard. You know, they all think he's like an axe murderer as soon as they see him. And he does tell the girls that they're very pretty and shiny, which I thought was kind of funny.
He's a very observant person.
Yes.
I just couldn't believe how long they left the door open. Like, how long do you leave the door open for that guy? That bugged me.
Yeah, well, exactly. Dina, she's like, "That's it." She's like, if you could slam a sliding door, that's basically what she does.
She does a pretty good job of it.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. So they leave.
So we meet Edgar.
Yeah, we met Edgar the Mountain Man.
Yeah.
And this is where I had the note about how stupid they are. You already mentioned the Belgian whistles, the bells,
the
and
Belgian whistles.
And then another one is they did like we're veterinarians instead of vegetarians.
Yeah.
Dude, this happens throughout the entire movie. They hustle upstairs, watch Edgar walk away, and once Edgar's gone, they sit around trying to figure out what are we gonna do tonight. She's like, well, there's no bars or clubs nearby. So Dina throws out the idea of let's check out the local Jersey Devil tour, the wooded tours. And this takes us to the girls walking up to the Jersey Devil tours, which is just one guy in an old shitty shack in the middle of the woods. And they're dressed to the nines. Like, they are going out to the clubs while they're in the middle of the woods.
I mean, again,
it's the most
super high heels, big hair, makeup.
Impractical wilderness outfit.
The worst outfit you could possibly wear in the woods. And really quick with the Jersey Devil. For any of our listeners who don't know, in Jersey, there is the myth of the Jersey Devil.
Yeah, it's legit.
It's kind of some sort of local spook or
it's
myth.
Like you're a Mothman, your Jersey Devil,
Jackalope,
Bigfoot, like this
Chupacabra, it's all your mythical Loch Ness monster,
and it's specific to the Jersey area.
Yeah, I mean that's what the hockey team's named after, Jersey Devils. They're named for the Jersey.
I did have to Google that, and like they're telling their story of it was pretty right on.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, mother leads the 13th child came out as a devil.
So yeah, the tour guide tells them that will be $7.50 a piece, but Dina's not having that and demands a discount, saying, "Well, I'll pay $50 for all 6 of us." So of course the tour guide agrees and takes the money. Now, Moongoons, I will save you from having to do the math. The original price of $6.50 would have cost them $45, and they end up, of course, paying more because they're morons.
Smart. Smart.
The very next scene is the girls are on the tour walking around the woods. They've been joined by these 3 or 4 really nerdy guys, just who happen to be there as well. And
these guys are like your classic nerds wearing shirts that like "Beat me up" and
Area 51!
Right.
Exclamation!
And they're wearing horrible glasses, picking their nose. I mean,
greasy hair,
off the charts, stereotypical nerds.
Oh yeah,
they're on their way to like a Comic-Con or something. I think.
Yeah.
They just look like they smell.
Yeah,
they smell like cheese. I don't know what, but real gross. They did a good job of just like.
I also want to notice that this time it's only night, honestly, because when they walked up to the hut, it was clearly like the middle of the afternoon, and the very next scene it's like midnight.
Yeah, it's like dark.
Yeah, it was.
So the guys are asking the tour guide about Pineys, which are supposed to be, the local hillbillies that live in the woods. Basically what Edgar is. Edgar's a Piney. And there's a dialogue exchange that I actually like here, where Junior, who is the tour guide, starts telling the tale. He's telling the tale of the Jersey Devil, and says that it's from the 13th son of a woman who came from London. And Gigi asks him, moving from London and all, was she able to learn English?
Oh my god, I missed that.
Which Junior answers, that's a pretty good question. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Yes.
And the reason I liked it so much, because it's so stupid, but I just love the way the actor who plays Junior plays that so straight face. The way he delivers that line is hilarious. He's like, that's a pretty good question. I will have to get
Never
back.
thought of it that way.
Never
Let me
thought
see
of
if I
that.
can get back to you. I missed that completely. Dang it.
So
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was great. He continues on the story of the Jersey Devil. The nerdy guys talk amongst themselves because they're like, "Oh, the girls are really into us. There's 3 of them and 6. There's 3 of us and 6 of them. So you know what that means." So that
Best
Double
night
rejection.
ever.
Yeah.
Double
So,
rejection.
like, we're gonna scare the girls in hopes that it will cause them to basically cling to them for safety,
Yeah.
and then
Serious
they'll be
game
able
talk.
to take them back to their RV
Classic
for a
move.
triple 3-way. I guess is what you would call that.
And these guys are
Devil's
so.
three-way.
I really think these girls could kick the shit out of these guys.
A triple
honestly.
Devil's 3-way. Yeah, that's what it would be. Which is suitable because they're the Jersey Devil tour.
Oh, yeah. That's the next movie. I'm sure it's already been made.
Jersey Shore Massacre, Devil's 3-way.
Devil's triple 3-way.
Devil's triple 3-way.
With all the Belgian whistles.
I think you're onto something there, Renee.
I think
The very
Let's get
next
to making
scene,
it.
They're sitting around a small campfire. Junior's continuing to tell a tale. He's been telling this tale for a long time
Yeah.
now. It might be a hell of a long story, like the Odyssey or something. Good God. And the girls start getting scared, and we want to go home. And Henry, the lead nerd, starts like, "Hey, can I get our email addresses from you guys?" Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Sure, bro.
And suddenly a scream is heard, and a bloody man missing an arm comes running out from the bushes and trees. Junior rushes over to help the man. At this point, you can clearly see that he's just got one arm behind his back because you can see it sticking through his shirt.
But the girls start freaking out.
Yeah. And another guy dressed in the Jersey Devil costume comes running out, screaming and growling. And at the tour, all the girls, everybody, and it's all big put on by the tour company. Junior and the guys have a good laugh at the girls. It says, "Welcome to the country, girls."
And they're like, "Fuck you, asshole!"
We're just gonna leave,
Yeah.
and they walk off into the woods
Yeah.
at night.
with
Yeah,
all
ladies.
with all of them giving the finger.
Yeah, and it's like they don't even. I don't think they even walk back the way they came.
No.
They just walk off into the woods at night
No.
with no lights and their high heels and
Scene.
scene. That's it. Yeah, that's it. The very next day, Gigi's sitting on her bed looking at her phone because she's missing Michael. Teresa comes in and is like, "Hey, why don't you join us for what something bullshit we're doing tonight?" And she's like, "No, I really want to see Michael. I miss him. I'll see you later." So the girls head off to the beach, and this leads up to one of the craziest fucking beach scenes ever.
What?
Oh
And
my god.
Gigi just goes off to do her own thing. So we're at the beach, and it opens with this little boy running up to his dad, who's building a very elaborate sandcastle.
With awesome music.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the background music.
And the music throughout the whole thing is probably pretty. I mean, for the movie that it's portraying, is very well done. Of just the douchiest music ever.
Oh, it's terrible.
Scored
yeah.
very nicely.
Oh, it's terrible.
But since this is a douchebag of characters, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
It really is.
terrible.
So the boy looks at the dad and he's like, "Daddy, I have a jellyfish," and shows
Oh.
Dad a bucket. And he says, "Hey, you do have a jellyfish. Be careful not to get stung." But I'll give you an ouch. And he's saying this in like the most, "I don't care. I'm not paying attention to you, kid." Like tone I've ever heard. Like I'm too busy on my sandcastle.
And when that kid rolled up with it, I honestly did not think it was a jellyfish. I thought the kid rolled up and was like, "Hey, Daddy, look, jellyfish," in quotes, like because it looked like squirts of Play-Doh inside there.
I actually woke to me. It looks like Big League Chew floating in a bucket of water.
There it is. That's exactly what it is. You're just like, what is the shreds of pink
Yeah,
stuff
it's
in
like
there?
it looked like that's clearly Big League Chew. In a
That's what I
bucket.
thought too. I'm like, that's not a jellyfish. That's funny. That's
So,
weird.
Anyway, now suddenly this group of muscle-headed Guidos playing football come running into frame and destroy the sandcastle.
They all diving for the ball, smash over
And
everything on
here's
the
the Guidos.
sandcastle.
And
Yeah.
the Guidos, they get upset for the dad for building the sandcastle.
You made me drop the ball, motherfucker.
Yeah, how dare you build a sandcastle here? You should be building over there because we can't play over there or we won't be seen over here. So,
Yes.
They're
Really
being total assholes. I mean, just horrible people.
and one of the Guidos kicks the kid's bucket, which causes the Big League Chew to land on the father's head.
Yeah, he goes, "You can take your faggot bucket with you."
Yeah, he's like, faggot ass.
Faggot ass.
Faggot ass bucket. And that, I was like, yeah, there's clearly nothing more faggot ass than a pail and a sand bucket. Yeah, or a sand bucket and a shovel. Yeah, total faggot ass move, yeah.
Um,
I can't. And that, first of all, when those Guidos roll up, like, I thought that one was legit one of the 98 Degrees members. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that young Lachey, the one that had the
Nick
terrible
Lachey?
laugh.
Oh, that one.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. There's
I thought he was a Lachey, man.
And he laughs like a male Fran Drescher in this movie.
Oh, he does.
That's a good way of putting it.
That is a good way to put it.
That's an excellent way of putting it.
But way less acceptable.
They're the
Fran
worst
Drescher.
people. This guy's with his kid. He's trying to have fun on the beach, and they're just the worst.
Oh my god.
We cut to Gigi,
faggot ass.
who's immediately hopping out Michael's truck on some backwards dirt road. And again,
Immediately angry.
they're yelling. As soon as we
balls
see
to
them,
the wall.
they cut
Michael is
they're
here. Yeah,
yelling.
he shows up, pissed
And
off.
she starts walking off, saying, "I'm done with you. I don't want to see you again." But when she turns around to tell him to leave her alone, he's just gone. He's just
See you, Mike.
disappeared. His truck door's still open, but he's gone. The camera zooms around on her face, and she screams in response to seeing something or someone, but it cuts back to the beach before we can see who or what it is. And we're here just for a second. Then we're right back to Gigi screaming, running through the woods. She trips, she falls, of course. Hand reaches out, grabs her by the ankles, drags her away. She's pinned up against a tree as this large, meat cleaver just slices down her, taking this huge chunk of meat out of her neck. Just giant chunk.
It's not a bad effect.
No, it's really, the effects aren't that bad in this movie.
Yeah,
the
they're too
effects are
shabby.
pretty good.
I
And
just
she
didn't
dies.
understand. If you've got flip flops on, just stop running. You just need to stop running and just either
lose
fight
the flip-flops.
Yeah.
or you kick those goddamn things off and you run.
Yeah.
She just kept going. Oh my god!
You lose the
Can't
flip
stand when people fall and
Yeah.
flip flops.
So Gigi's dead, and we go back to the beach where now we get Valerie, who
Oh
I
my
start getting
God.
his name. We got Valerie, Joanne, and then the girl, the Snooki. I just call her Snooki.
Yeah.
They're flirting with the Guidos and bringing them over to meet Dina and Teresa. And we learned the Guidos' names are Tony, Freddie. Tony's the wrestler. He was the one who plays the wrestler.
Okay.
Freddie's the one who laughs like Fran Drescher.
Ugh.
Vinny, we learn later, is the rapey one. I just call him the rapey one.
Vinny, who is also a Jersey Shore character,
Okay.
or I'm sorry, cast member.
Guess remember. Gino is the giant,
He's a
huge
big
guy.
dude.
And then we have Joey. So those are the 5 Guidos. Now a mime shows up.
Yeah.
And does this little mime routine. And for some reason, this is not acceptable to Gino. And he takes offense to the mime and just punches the mime in the face.
Because there's nothing more faggot ass
Yeah.
than a mime.
Well, apparently, I
And
want
a fake
more faggot
wall.
ass. The bucket and shovel or the mime?
I don't know.
Yeah,
But
so it's like clearly the mime is much more faggot ass than a shovel, but however he doesn't call him a faggot.
no, but he cannot stand this mime, and he knocks a fucking nose off.
Knocks it for a loop. So everyone now is just enjoying the beach.
Gino's killing it. I mean,
Yeah.
Gino rules.
Dina and Teresa are laying out, on a blanket talking. From behind us comes this large, loud fart.
Okay.
And it's Dina springs up in a panic saying, "Holy shit, the laxative I took," which I don't remember taking laxatives, but she did for some reason, are kicking in.
To
And-
make her stomach go down.
Okay.
It was to decrease bloat. That's what.
Now it's funny because I was watching this with my wife, and I was like, "Do you know anyone who takes laxatives to do this?" And she goes, "Yes,
Absolutely.
And I was like, "Holy shit!
Absolutely.
Wow, that's some that's some
I just
game.
did before I got here. I didn't want to be bloated on air.
So
You look great for radio."
Teresa's like, "Hey, the bathroom of the boardwalks are this way. Go there." And Valerie's like, "But Valerie has a much different idea.
She can't make it. She can't make it.
So
my
what
God.
she do? She runs off and takes a shit in the ocean.
Sounds like a song title.
Shit
the
in the ocean. Yeah. So that happens.
The
And-
music, the super cold and blow scene mandated Jaws music. Did you just, it was like, ba-dum.
And so
Can't handle it.
she's ripping ass in the ocean.
And then just later that night, the guys are at a nightclub doing shots and toasting the king. Now, what king might you ask? What king they're toasting? Why, fuck king.
King.
That's what king.
Oh, I missed that too. But before we get to the club, can we talk about the I guess the result of her shitting in the
Oh
ocean?
yes. Don't
Oh
forget
yeah,
that.
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
The still awkward father and son combo with the jellyfish
Yeah.
On his
prior.
head. Yep.
Poor dad's just having a bad day. He had a jellyfish on his head, and now he steps in her shit
Yes.
on the beach.
On the beach. So the
And
shit
that's
floated
it.
from the ocean up to
The Jersey Shore cast has ruined this guy's day with his son.
I think that's a metaphor for the Jersey Shore in general. It's just it's just shit.
Shit on the beach.
Just shit. It's a shit beach. You go there, you're gonna be surrounded in shit. I think that's a great metaphor.
And it
Get
was
ready.
It was like a perfect turd too. Like it wasn't anything like her emergency. Like it seemed like it was going to be diarrhea.
Yeah, that'd be my
it
thought.
should've been
That'd be my
yeah,
thought.
I think that's would have been a liquidy
Yeah.
shit coming
Was
out.
that her shit, or was that a different floater?
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's a Jersey Shore. Who knows? It could
Exactly.
have been somebody else's shit
Ah, yes.
completely.
The world's
That's
toilet.
the end of the beach scene.
The world's toilet.
World's toilet. Our Jersey
Sorry.
listeners are going to hate us now.
Yeah. I don't know if we have listeners in Jersey,
Jersey.
but if we did, we don't anymore.
We don't anymore.
Jersey, call in. Let us know.
They're gonna
There's
hear
literal
this and-
shit floating in your ocean.
Tell us about the shit factor. All right.
So, yeah, during the Guido,
Shit
they're back in the club. The Guido bro conversation and fist pumping. Some blonde girl walks up to them and just slaps
the
Vinny,
shit
it's
out of Vinny
in the face, accusing him of drugging and raping a friend of hers last weekend. So
And
this is
it's-
why I just call Vinny is rapey now.
So this is really weird. She slaps him. And it's like, you put something in my friend's drink, you motherfucker. You know, they're getting nose. But she's getting like nose to nose with him. Like either
Yes.
they're going to fight or
Make out.
And I got
Like she
more
was
of...
kind of getting turned on by being in his face, pissed off.
I got
Yeah.
more of a make out vibe. Like
Yeah.
they're about to make out, and I'm just like, you're gonna make out with the guy who raped your friend? This is weird.
Yeah, well, it gets even. It
And
gets
all
even
those
douchier
dudes
at
looked
this
like.
because-
I'm sorry. All those dudes looked like all the vampires. Actually, her too. Like all the vampires from 30 Days of Night. Do you know that?
What was that
movie?
lighting? The lighting was so
Oh, they're just
harsh.
like that creepy face. I don't know. It's just like they're. Oh God.
So the
Butterfaces.
bouncer comes and takes the girl away, and as soon as she's gone, the guy, Vinny and like one of her friends like they high five each other. Oh, it's the high pitched the Fran Drescher laughing guy, Freddie, and they high five each other. And says, works every time. And like then they start talking about
It
how they
does.
need to get a new bottle of that shit. He's like, oh my hookup's coming with a new bottle. No, we can do this all over again.
We're gonna do all the raping we
We're
can.
gonna do all the
Yeah.
raping we can.
Let's do it, dudes.
So now the girls enter the club. They drink, they dance, they flirt with each other. Freddie, Fran Drescher, he gets into arguing with the club's manager, Dominic, over rapping and singing
Oh,
skills.
God.
Oh my God.
So Dominic's like, I'll be back in a minute. And
He's
leaves.
like, you're a nobody. Nobody knows who you are.
Yeah,
Get
and
out of
Freddie's
here.
like, I'm going to be the big thing. I'm gonna get signed, blah, blah. And
Because he's a
And
Lachey.
Freddie was so wrong.
because the
He got
dance,
served.
Dominic comes out now in a complete change of clothes. He's taken over the dance floor, and the DJ announces him as Italian Ice,
Gonna
a
make you
rapper who had like one semi-hit back in like '91 called "Melt."
A cameo by Italian Ice.
Yes.
Right?
sweat. Gonna make you melt.
Melt
all over your face,
yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. The hook being "I'm gonna melt all over your face."
Melt all over your face, yeah.
And according in the movie, this isn't real Google, but according to Google in the movie, he's well known for his failed lawsuit against Vanilla Ice for stealing his career.
Oh,
That's
So-
the joke.
God.
So he's basically
Italian
a
Ice.
Vanilla Ice-esque guy, you know, white
Yeah.
rapper out there
Oh, he's
doing.
like clearly like in his 40s.
Yeah,
or
he's like in
something
his
that.
late 40s. He's past his prime, but he's trying. He's out there. It's pretty hilarious.
But
I kinda-
dressed like an 80s workout video.
yeah,
Yes, he
yeah,
wears
but
like
with like gold chain.
with gold
Oh,
chains. Yeah.
God, it's so bad.
But it was his first appearance in 20 years.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Let's not forget that.
Because
Yeah.
he was sitting there like a professor in the bar.
Yeah, he had an adding machine.
He was- he had a
he was
pen
the club
and, like-
manager. He was the manager of the club.
Yeah, he can still be the man, but why does he have an adding machine like an accountant? At
You
the
don't know where you're
table?
going to need to do the books there.
How do you manage a club? I mean,
Well,
Right
because
up there
the
in the open.
advocate was in the back. He just needed to make something out. So we get more dancing, more fist pumping ensues, and until Snooky starts a fight with some other girl for making eyes at her muscle-headed Guido.
Now that's true. That stuff happens. Yep.
And this leads them to basically a brawl, like a full-out club brawl, and they all get kicked out of the club.
Before that, when you're talking about dancing, I'm sure you guys noticed this as well, but literally almost every sex position possible was happening in that club.
Yeah,
like
dancing.
Like the Chinese finger. Yeah, they were dancing. It was like Chinese finger cuffs, and there was like a 3-way and doggy style, and like I don't even know, like it.
All kinds of bump and
the BJ
grinding.
dance. You know, oh god, they were all just personified right there on the dance floor. You know, used.
So lots of you named a whole bunch off. I'm just like, I don't know that.
Urban Dictionary. Please. Can somebody Urban Dictionary that
Learning
for me?
so much.
Listeners, if you could just write in and let them know what those are.
So they all
Find
head
us on the
back
show
to the
blog.
house. And they hear a noise. Thinking it's Edgar or some other creepy killer, they quietly head downstairs. Excuse me. It turns out to be Valerie's cousin, Rosemary, who's finally showed up. Now, Rosemary, they give her shit throughout the movie because she's the larger girl of the group. She's not that...
She's the Chloe.
Yeah, she's kind of Khloe Kardashian.
Oh, Kardashian reference.
You like
Got
that?
it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. She's just a big person. I mean, she's tall. She's
tall
just
and
big
thick.
boned.
She's not
yeah.
like really fat, but they
She's
treat
not
her out like
fat.
she's like just most
She's the
obese
grenade.
thing. Yeah, she's the grenade. of the
She's the
group.
grenade.
But she's not. Yeah.
So they all
I don't know
settle
how
in.
they heard that noise, by the way. That swoosh noise.
Yeah.
Because they never shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
None of them ever shut the fuck up. But all of a sudden they heard whoosh.
What was that? Yeah.
They never shut
So
the
I
fuck
thought
up.
cat. That's what it's
God.
They all settle on the couches, and while Teresa goes to nuke some chicken, and basically she makes like KFC fried chicken in like 30 seconds,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. Good woman.
So the Guidos, the guys are there too, and Rapey Vinny finds a DVD copy of Fat Camp Massacre, which, according to him, is supposed to be the best movie ever made. And they pop it and start watching it. Now, I would have loved, just to link this back, if this would have actually been Fat Camp Massacre they're watching.
Yeah.
Because it's basically the same premise, the
I
same
want
movie.
to watch Fat Camp Massacre.
I do too.
I had to Google that, and I guess it came out in 2016. Fat Camp Massacre was on IMDb, and I was wondering if it wasn't a spinoff.
Is it real?
It is real. Fat Camp Massacre, 2016.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Oh, shit. If that's
I
a
had
real
to-
movie, 'cause I did not look
I
it
had
up.
to Google that, yeah, because I was like, oh, let's check this out.
Well, we know
Yes.
we'll be doing it in a few
know
weeks.
I'm going to need to come back for that one.
It involves cheerleaders.
Oh, wait. No. I don't know then. Okay, never mind.
We know that's confused. So now, yeah, this is where we see good old obese Sean C. Phillips as one of the fat campers. Now, I'm not.
Those guys. I smell pizza.
We're not going to talk too much, I don't think, about the movie within the movie.
Nah.
The only thing is worth mentioning is Sean Phillips' death scene in the movie, because he finds a cupcake in the woods.
Magic
he
cupcake.
basically like a breadcrumbs of fatty foods. He finds a cupcake.
Which I thought was a total, like, dream scene. Like, I thought it was a fake cupcake.
Yeah.
He totally grabs it. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, he grabs it, eats it on the spot, and then he spots a pizza sitting on a log.
Log.
And he's like, "Oh, gotta go get that." So
There's the pizza.
he goes to
It's
get
like
it,
a
and he
video
gets
game.
caught in a bear trap on the way to the pizza. From out behind a tree pops Cupcake the Clown
I'm hunting fat kids.
with a chainsaw.
Oh, yeah.
So it cuts away from the movie and to Gino, who carries Snooki downstairs because they want to go smush smash or whatever the fuck.
Smush.
Smush.
It's
oh.
smushing.
Now, Gino was from Jersey Shore, too, right? Snooki's boyfriend?
Yeah, I think that was her boyfriend toward the
I don't know
end
why
of
I know
the
that.
series. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I know that. She tells him to go rinse off in the shower, and then she kind of slinks into her room. But Gino gets distracted from the sex in the shower by the Electro Beam 300 tanning bed.
He knows the make and model of this tanning, but he goes, "Oh, it's a classic."
classic.
So he
It's the
decides
classic.
he has time for a quick tan before he gets down to
Jeez.
smush
So,
her.
and before he tans, of course, he takes off his clothes and he's wearing a leopard skin Speedo, and he's just
So
like,
He's flexing.
he's like flexing for like a good amount of time.
Yeah, so, but while...
How do you tan?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
We get
understand what the
mirrored
problem
scenes
is.
here. Like,
I guess
while-
I'm doing it wrong.
What
Well,
about when she was taking her clothes
That's
off?
what I'm saying. It mirrors, because he's stripping down to his,
Yeah.
and at the same time we're seeing scenes of Snooki stripping down as well.
Her
getting into the shower.
asshole.
Yeah, not just her ass. We get to see some asshole.
Like, it was, you almost saw that chick's brown eye. I mean, that shot was all up in there, and she took the underwear down. I was like, oh, Jesus,
Whoa.
asshole.
And her boobs were just that was a massacre of themselves. I mean, those things are just like
Well, we'll get to those.
overinflated balloons that were just the bra came off and they didn't move.
Oh, no.
they didn't
They did
fall
not.
or sag. They just stayed.
They
right
did not.
there.
They were ready for whatever came at them.
So, yeah, Gino's tanning, and we see a hand reach out and cuff him to the tanning bed with old-style manacles.
What were those?
I'm like, what the fuck? That's so odd that the killer would have manacles
What
instead of, like, handcuffs.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, where were those from?
It's like the Middle Ages or something. Like, no. and of course, Gino's like, he thinks it's Snooky being kinky until the duct tape goes over his mouth. And the killer removes, like, the tanning glasses from his eyes. And the killer cranks up the tanning bed to full George Hamilton level and leaves Gino to fry to death, basically.
Like, immediately, though. Like,
Yeah.
I have never been in a tanning bed, because I used to tan when I was younger. But there is not an electrocute and deep fry setting.
exactly.
Immediate electrocute and deep fry setting on a
It's-
tanning bed.
It's so dumb. I mean, and let's also remember he's now handcuffed and foot cuffed, but he can still move.
And manacled and
He's
foot
manacled.
manacled.
Manacled. I think we need to make sure we specify that.
And mind you, this man is ginormous. He's so big, but for some reason now he's powerless from bucking or moving or wiggling at all.
Uh-huh.
And from what I've seen, it's just the outside arm and outside leg. So technically, he could just roll over the bed. He could just roll off.
Yes.
And so not only does he burn to a crisp in nearly an instant,
Instantly, he starts
instantly
deep frying.
starts smoking. He just starts
And
frying,
electrocuting a little bit.
and he can't move.
Yeah.
So now
That's a problem, that tanning bed.
that's why the Electro Beam 300 is.
Oh, it's a classic.
But it's no longer on the market.
It's been recalled.
Yeah.
That's why you guys can't buy one now. God.
So the killer enters the bathroom now, rips the shower curtain back, and just starts hacking into Snooky's boobs
Oh my
with the cleaver.
Oh, this is pretty gruesome.
Yeah, it is pretty gruesome. And
like
he
Titty
just
Shred
hacks
300.
away on
Yeah.
her. And
Classic.
exactly, the titties get shredded, and again, the effects in this are pretty good.
Oh,
I
those.
guess they're really
that
good.
actually, like, I kind of cupped my boobs a little bit during that because it was brutal. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
I was watching that. I was like,
this,
ooh.
this,
Yeah,
this
it was.
scene
It was pretty
reminded
good
me very
effect.
similar to the opening kill of New York Ripper, where the girl gets stabbed in
Yeah,
the boobs lodged in
yeah.
the car.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have seen that.
Because
Yes.
it's just so brutal, like the gashes that you see on her on the tits.
That
Yeah.
was good effects there, yeah.
So we do get some very quick glimpse of the killer, and all you can really make out is that it's some kind of very large person who's wearing raggedy clothing and what looks like some kind of creature mask, or maybe almost like what you see like Batman, the Scarecrow from Batman would wear, or something.
Like
It's
a
very
SpongeBob
see
SquarePants
that.
character. I don't know. It was weird. Like an octopus. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't
it's a
even
really
know.
weird mask. It's and so quick to cut, so it's hard to really make out anyway.
Yeah.
So at this point, the movie starts quick cutting from Gino frying to Snooky bleeding out, and the rest of the group watching Sean Phillips' death scene in the movie, where Sean Phillips is getting eviscerated by a chainsaw. And all the girls except for Teresa say that they go to change in their bikinis and head out to the pool.
Of course.
And of course, the guys, once they see them in bikinis, they all drop the fried chicken and rush out after the girls. Rosemary follows in suit, leaving Teresa alone on the couch, and she just continues to watch the
I
movie
mean,
by
Teresa's
herself.
like a stick in the mud.
Yeah.
She's like no fun.
She's
like-
a real fun hater,
Yeah.
that one.
It's really weird. It's like
No accent, no fun.
Yeah.
it makes
Yeah.
me like the more this movie goes on, she's like such the good girl, and she doesn't really swear. She's not the one like boy obsessed. It kind of makes me like, how are they friends? Like she's like so. I mean, they all dress
Very
the same.
opposite, yeah.
But they all dress the
Personality
same
wise.
look-wise, but personality, yeah, they are so opposite. It makes you wonder, like, why they be hanging out together. Unless they're like old childhood friends that just kind of.
They've got to be.
Yeah.
I
They've
still
got to
think-
be.
'cause I just don't
She
see
does
it
all their hair or something. I don't know.
happen.
She was a stylist.
Now, okay, first of all, we're talking about sounds, and you're talking about like the Jaws music playing when she shit in the pool. Did anybody else notice, like, when they showed Rosemary coming up the stairs, they zoomed on her butt because they're trying to make her look the fat girl?
Yeah.
But anybody else, like, the sound effects sound like a tuba, like,
Yeah.
Yes.
like elf.
Yes.
Like, look at
Yeah.
fatty walk up the stairs.
And she's
Not
not
fat.
fat.
I know, but it's like, that's not cool.
But in Guido world, she's a fat ass.
I guess she's Shamu in the Guido.
She is. She is disgusting.
Oh my god, I didn't get it. And she's wearing like a pretty provocative
That
swimsuit
suit?
too.
Don't get it.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't understand how it worked.
Don't get it.
It was like a T at the
it's
top
like
that
the
covered
bikini
her
that's joined with
boobs.
the middle, like the piece of fabric that connects the bikini bottom.
You know
to the
more
top.
about women's swimwear than I do, then. So
I'm saying that you see them a lot more nowadays. You see them a lot. They're not that uncommon anymore.
I guess I need to go to.
Still
a
don't
pool.
get it. Yeah.
So it doesn't take long for Joanne and her Guido, who I don't even know this guy's name, but they head downstairs to the bedroom to start banging. And back at the pool, the guys are trying to convince Freddie, the one who laughs like Fran Drescher, to take one for the team, meaning they want him to flirt with the grenade. Rosemary, so the rest of them can hook up with their girls. And they want Freddie to take Rosemary for a drive, so Freddie can ditch her along the side of the road, and by the time she would get back, they're
already done
They would have
fucking.
already smashed their chosen girl or smushed or whatever it is, and
Smash or smush.
they can leave or whatever.
Now, in Freddy's defense, he's done this the last 5 times.
Yeah.
So it's not fair.
He is
right?
not having it.
Right,
He's not happy.
right.
He's like, man, I'm throwing myself on grenades the last 5 weeks.
Did you notice, like, with the you're talking about music and stuff, whenever he came out and started spitting game in the pool, like, right before they asked him if he would do that, they played, like, it was like that really stereotypical, like, Italian restaurant music, like...
Yeah, the little mandolin kind of.
like,
Yeah.
that's amore. It was so bad.
So Freddie complies. He's like, fine, I'll do it. And he gets Rosemary to come with him, and they drive off. And now we go back to Joanne and her Guido smashing and smushing. Thank you.
Yep.
And the killer's hand is shown taking a katana off the wall,
Yes.
stabs Joanne through the back while she's riding her man cowgirl, and then she falls on top of him. And the killer impales both of them with the katana, like, straight. But you see, they can Friday the 13th movies all the time, like, but just straight through both of them.
Double stab.
Double
It was
stab.
weird, though, because I felt like in the scene, like, he was coming down, like, full throttle with it, not like a stab motion, but like a...
Yeah, they show you,
I
like,
thought she was going to be cut in half.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a stab.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
It was
great
like he
point.
came down
It's
like-
clearly the edits clearly fucked up because
No,
when
totally.
you first see it, the katana is overhead like he's gonna stab,
Totally,
right?
not even-
But then when you see where it comes through, it's clearly a stab. That motion does not physically
Right.
I was going
work.
to cut her in half. Turns
Yeah.
out, no. I was hoping, I guess.
So Vinny goes inside to chat up Teresa now, who is not into him at all.
But
And
he is trying.
Oh,
He
He,
is
boy.
laying
he, gets,
it on.
he gets really handsy really quick, and that pisses her off. She smacks him across the face. He storms out and immediately goes over to start macking on Valerie.
Which she's
Macking.
all for.
I haven't heard that in a long
I
time.
said there's sort of going to
Yeah.
macking.
Now we should know that's Freddy's girl, right?
Yeah, that was Freddy's girl.
That's
Yep,
Freddy's
that's
girl.
Freddy's girl.
Non-grenade.
Yes.
Right.
Now we cut to Freddy in the car, and he says, "Oh, I saw this puppy going to the cow field. I sure hope the
So, yeah,
cows
they're-
don't eat the puppy."
They're driving on the rural road, and you hear the cows mooing. The girl's talking about animals. She's a big animal lover, and he's like, "Oh, I saw
Does
a
she have a
puppy run
ferret?
across."
Is she the one with the
Yeah.
ferret?
A ferret.
Mr. Wiggles.
Mr.
Mr.
Wiggles.
Oh, of course, Mr. Wiggles.
Mr. Wiggles the ferret.
Yes.
I guess, like I said, because everyone in this movie is a fucking moron. Rosemary tells him to stop the car, and she gets out to go find the puppy in the cow field.
So the cows don't eat the puppy.
Yes.
Come on. Come on.
Freddy drives away laughing like a hyena on helium.
Yeah.
And once back at the house, he tells Teresa that Rosemary saw an all-you-can-eat buffet, and she wanted to go back for a midnight snack.
What a dick.
Yeah.
Classic move.
He drives away like the mailman from Funny Farm. Did you guys
Yeah.
see that movie? Like, just
Yeah,
like crazy,
yeah.
like she's gonna catch him. Like,
Yeah.
like just lays like shredding ass out of there. And like, that guy, terrible human being.
Everybody in this movie is a terrible human being, except for maybe Teresa. But
No one else left anyone to die in
Edgar.
a
Yeah.
cow field.
so Freddy heads back out to the pool when he returns to find Vinny making out with Valerie, the girl he wanted. And
Not cool, brah.
Not
Yeah,
cool,
he's
bro.
like,
Not cool.
He gets pissed
He gets
off
so
his
pissed.
friends.
I kind of love this. They're all making out, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And they're standing there, and he kicks a drink onto all of them, and they're all just like, "Whoa, whoa!"
Hey, what are you doing there?
What's your
I've
problem,
been standing in this pool for 4 fucking hours.
And I love he's like, "Fuck you!" And I'm like, dude, that's the best
Total
response.
tantrum.
Yeah, he does. He basically just goes off by himself to into the woods, listen to he puts headphones on, and says, "I'm going to have a smoke," and he leaves off into the woods.
Just
Why don't you just go wandering off into the woods?
Yep, just that's all. Not back into the house and talk with Teresa or somebody else. Just I'm going to the woods.
oh my god.
So Teresa comes out of the house asking where Freddy went. Vinny realizes that Freddy has his car keys, so now he goes after Freddy as well. And the others go back inside for hot dogs now, even though they just ate fried chicken.
The hugest pack.
Yeah, like 50 pack of hot dogs. You notice that? Like,
I do
Holy
like how
shit.
that guy is like, "What you got to eat around here?" Got hot. Just go, "I'm all over
Oh
that
man, I'm
shit."
gonna kill me some
I'm
fucking
all
hot
over
dogs.
that
Basically, like, just shoves the girl, like, down into the water to go get the hot
Face
dogs.
plants her down to the water because man, he needs some wieners.
It's like hot dogs for days, man. And he could catch some hot dogs, by the way. He
Yeah,
fucking caught that whole
one
50
hand.
bag.
That's a giant. He must have a catcher mid-sized hand.
Or
And the one,
a-hole.
the one you're talking about, that's Tony. That's
Okay.
the one who wanted the hot dogs.
So, that one.
So, Vinny, where was it? So Vinny finds this barn out in the middle of the woods and hears Freddy calling him from inside, calling out to him. Vinny pokes his head into the barn and immediately just gets hit over the head by something. We don't see what, but he just bang. He's out.
No.
And it immediately cuts back to the house. So you don't see what happens to Vinny. I take it back. It cuts to Vinny hanging from chains, and he's with tape over his mouth. And we see Freddy tied up on the floor, I guess in the same room. It's kind of hard to make out.
So this is something I'm noticing about the kills so far, and now and I don't know if this has anything to do with anything, but it seems like everyone's being killed in pairs. So right off the bat, first you have Gino and Snooki, the tanning bed and the shower scene. That was like a pair kill.
Yes.
And then you had the two people having sex. That's a pair kill.
Yes.
And now you have these two guys tied up together at the same time as two people. It seems like there's a lot of pair killings in this. I don't know if that has any significance. It's just something I noticed.
I
don't think it has significance,
I don't
but I
think
just
it
thought it
has
was kind of,
significance to it. I mean,
but it's
you're
just
right,
kind of
I mean,
weird.
You want it to have significance?
I think I do.
you're
But I
digging
noticed
deep.
it.
You're digging
It's
deep.
getting
I think you're
killed
giving
in
Jwoww a
pairs.
little too much credit. Isn't it?
Maybe.
I do love the setup for the scenes, though, how the bugs are flying into the light, and they're like, oh, stupid bugs flying to the light.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
And everybody starts walking to the light in the
Everyone
barn.
keeps going to the woods,
I love
yeah.
the deep, how deep the story
that I
gets
didn't think
there.
about. That's a good
Yeah.
connection.
You
know,
That's
like-
amazing.
Idiots,
Yes.
why they keep going on the line?
Oh, hey, man, yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah,
You're
bro.
right.
Motherfuckers.
So, the killer starts going through like the various tools, looking for the right torture and killing instrument. He picks up a power sander and uses it to sand off Vinny's tattoos.
like how
But before that, he picked up like a bush trimmer or something
Yeah.
like that.
And
Let's
he
not
was
forget
like,
that.
no, not that one. You see this like real like he's kind of torn. He's like, I don't know, do I do this one or this one? And they're all rusty. Like I don't even know what they're in.
And they're
like,
already plugged in.
But he's got some pretty legit tools in that shitty
Oh, yeah.
shack.
Yeah, he does.
This is a pretty violent shift here, also, because this movie has been lighthearted and kind of
Jellyfish
just
on the head.
yeah, like
Faggoty
stepping
ass
in
tails.
poop and
Fucking mimes.
kind of tuba sounds on butts, things like that. I mean, and the kills have been fast. The kills have been fast and furious. They haven't been set up. So this
They
is
have
like
not been drawn out yet.
yeah, these are now like torture kills. These are
Yeah.
different like
Yes.
It does really take a shift in the mood here.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
A quick one. Yeah.
And after the killer gets done sanding off Vinny's tattoos, he goes to Freddy and takes off his gold chain and replaces it with the chain from a chainsaw.
Oh, yes.
And then attaches the chain to I guess it's a winch or something.
Adam couldn't handle this part. 'Cause
He turns it on, and the chainsaw chain starts cutting through Freddy's neck and just takes the head off the shoulders. And
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome looking
Yeah.
scene.
it takes a while for
That's
it
what
to
I
work.
thought. I'm like,
Yeah.
wouldn't that have just been like zip? Like if it was a real, true, like whatever.
Probably.
Like
yeah.
I mean, because
I don't think it would take too long to cut
it
through
seemed like it was like, but maybe
No,
it's like
I think it was okay. I think it's okay because
I like the logistics here. He's like, let me get down the
well,
sign for
Adam
this,
was like,
guys.
I don't think it works
Because
like
there was
that.
no gears. Like, that
Yeah.
piece would just spin, and that chain would do nothing.
Adam
You know,
couldn't
there
handle that
was
part.
no gears to
that's
catch it.
where I
But,
get you right because he hooks up he just wraps it around like this metal.
yeah, I don't
It
even know
almost
what
looks
it...
like a trailer hitch or something like that in the thing, and then just pushes a button, and all of a sudden it starts turning. But you're right. There's nothing that would. And I would think if it's vibrant or turning that much, the chain would just kind of slip off the top of like the trailer hitch.
Right, that's
Right.
what.
But as far as going through the neck, I think it was fine. I don't think it would be that quick, just because I don't know. I'm taking this basis just off a chainsaw because you have the saw, and then between wrapped around or in between the chain itself is like the metal blade or the flat part that turns it.
Well, I guess that's true.
And
yeah,
which gives it like something hard for a
hold it,
chain
yeah.
in place to cut hard. There's nothing bracing the chain, so it would just vibrate really fast, and I think it would be a slower
Give you like a
process.
rash or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, like really bad,
jeez.
really bad
I'm
razor
chafing.
burn.
Oh.
Really bad razor burn.
But that chain had like some like barbs on it. Like that chain they showed
Looked
had
pretty
some
gnarly.
like.
Yeah.
That thing should have. Come on.
Looked pretty gnarly.
Either way.
We're talking about the logistics.
Yeah.
We're
We're talking about the physics of the. Okay, all right.
Jersey Shore Massacre
We
kill.
can't get a katana scene right.
Losers.
Vinny at this point starts begging for death, and the killer's like, "Fuck it," and starts whipping him over and over again like a cat of nine tails or something like that.
Yeah, and this is like kind of gruesome. I mean, he's whipping him with this stuff. It's ripping the flesh
yeah.
off, and he's just.
Your name is Kunta Kinte.
Oh, well, and I think that I interrupted you when you were talking about how
Or
the
your
first
name's
guy
Cody,
died,
whatever it
which
is.
is by, or that one guy with the sand blaster or the sand
The
whatever.
saw, yeah.
Like that made me laugh because his tattoos were so shitty.
Oh, he had the played out like
like the
Chinese
character.
kanji
Yeah.
or something like
God,
that.
I was okay with those getting shred off.
Yeah.
Real okay with
And like
that.
tribal stuff on his back,
Yeah.
like just the douchiest stuff you can imagine from years ago.
that was kind of my favorite part.
So back at the house, Valerie thinks she hears someone coming from outside,
Nah,
which
you
is
don't hear
supposed to be
anything.
Vinny screaming, which I call bullshit on
There's
so
no
hard.
way.
There's no way they hear that from where they're at.
Right.
And Teresa sends Valerie outside to see if the boys want anything to eat. And in the barn, the killer is now shown chopping up chunks of meat, and there's like a severed hand next to him. And it looks like he's cutting up like an arm, like a forearm or something. He's chopping through it.
Oh yeah, that was pretty rad.
And he hears Valerie calling out for the boys outside. Valerie now, of course, approaches the barn.
Alone.
Yeah.
Calling out for the guys.
And this barn, did you describe the barn?
You want to describe the barn? Go ahead, describe the barn.
Who walks up to that?
Yeah, it's pretty creepy looking. It's yeah, you would
It
not
looks
want
like an oven is in that one room. It's like a glow in one
Yeah,
room. It's a
it's-
shitty fucking shanty barn.
And it's glowing.
And there's like, please somebody. Like, wow.
Yeah, it's
makes
not a
me
barn
itch
you
to
want
think.
to
It's just,
walk up to like 1
Right.
o'clock
it's
in the
not
morning.
welcoming.
Right.
And why would
No.
you think your friends were hanging out in there?
Right.
Yeah.
There's no fucking techno music. Can't stand it.
So
Horrific.
back at the house, Tony comes back in. Teresa leaves. Dina tells them that Teresa's uncle is Vito Rubino, and Tony says, "Oh shit! Like
Guido Rubino.
I gotta find one of these meatballs went, so I'll be right back." And of course, we all know how that ends for anyone saying "I'll be right back."
Do you guys know what a meatball is?
So
It's a delicious. I know a Swedish meatball. They're really good.
I actually had 3 for lunch today.
They're delicious.
If we're talking about
From
Jersey
IKEA?
Shore, oh yeah, those are good. Sweating. It's a small Italian girl is a meatball. So Snooki and Dina in little.
Dina's
You know,
not small.
No, Jersey Shore in the actual show.
in
There's a
actual
Dina and a
Jersey.
Snooki.
Okay.
They're the meatballs because they're like 5 foot and tiny.
Ah.
So that's what a meatball is.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
he's calling all of his Guido friends meatballs. Okay.
So yeah, educational moment here again.
I thought it was just these being Italians. Like, hey, go where the meatballs are at. Like meatball. From,
If they want to stay true to the
Aqua Teen
show,
Hunter Force. Or that's
Right.
meatwad. Never mind.
meatwad. Yes, I love meatwad.
They had to bring in the cultural director. For
Right,
this one,
right.
You know?
So, again, out in the woods, Tony's yelling out for the guys, saying that Big V Rubino is Teresa's uncle. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And you want to take a guess at where he ends up, everybody?
The barn.
The fucking bar!
The glowing barn.
He spots Valerie tied up and bound, hanging from the rafters,
And hangs out.
He
hangs
just
out by that
stands
window
outside
for
the
a
window, like,
second.
looking around,
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, what's going on? And up from behind him, he gets bashed over the head by the killer, knocking him out cold.
But no, he gets bashed in the leg. Did you like? He didn't hit him in the head. He comes sideways. Oh shit! He comes sideways and like hits him from like he doesn't hit him in the head,
Huh, I missed that.
which
I
I,
didn't
thought was
notice it
funny
either.
because he was passed out, and I didn't understand that.
I missed
Maybe
it.
it
I thought it
hurts
was just
so bad.
You're gonna need to watch it again.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. No.
No, he comes from the side of him, and like I thought he like clubbed his knee or something.
So
Didn't get it.
Meanwhile, Teresa's asking Dean to clean up around the house while she goes to clean up around the pool. And Tony wakes up in a room covered in plastic wrap, sees...
And so I like this part. Like, everybody's been slaughtered everywhere, but this room's covered in plastic
This
wrap.
one-
You know, he doesn't want to get this room dirty.
Yeah.
It's like
some
Dexter's
reason-
the
yeah,
killer.
Yes.
Dexter's
exactly.
about to walk in
Right.
the room.
Yeah.
This room in the barn.
This is my nice
we want
room.
to keep that one
Yeah.
away from DNA.
This is the one where
We're gonna have people over later.
Yeah.
This is where I put my nice bales of hay. Yeah.
So, Valerie's been hung from a rope, but she's still alive. She's barely able to stand like on her tippy toes on like this wobbly piece
Yeah.
of wood they put underneath her feet.
Classic.
And the killer walks in, tries to kill Tony with an axe, but Tony is able to roar out of the way. The two of them fight, and during the fight, the wood underneath Valerie's feet gets knocked out from under her,
Yep.
leaving her to hang to death. The killer is able to somehow grab Tony's hands and force them into some kind of grinder.
Wood chipper, I believe.
Yeah.
I couldn't really
There
tell
was
what
no
it was.
noise from the meat chipper.
Yeah, which
It
would
was-
be really loud.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it was just like this thing. He was putting his hands into. I'm like, where the hell's that going?
Yeah,
There's
I
no
know.
noise.
What is this? At first, I thought it was like
paper
maybe it was
shredder?
like a meat, like see, like a meat
Yeah.
slice or
Yeah.
something.
Something that would
It's
turn on when he.
flat, and
Yep.
it's like, so
One of those street meat guys.
From your fur vendor.
So yeah, Tony's hands are gone. He's down to
So
stub
he's severed his hands. He's holding them up, screaming.
But yeah, one last rush of adrenaline. Tony's able to toss the killer off of him and make a run for it. The killer picks up his axe as we see Valerie dangling from the rope behind him, dead.
Yep.
Now, back at the house, Teresa's by the pool. She stops to clean out the filter, but this time when she removes the lid, instead of a frog, she finds the head of Rosemary. She turns running, screaming back into the house.
Can't believe it.
Dina, who's checking on the others, enters one of the rooms to find the dead bodies of Joanne and her Guido, who, by process of elimination, I think is Joey, which it doesn't fucking matter.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Now, let's briefly talk about this, but I want to talk about how the killer managed to get the head into the pool filter, because I want to know, when did he have time to do that?
to cut off her head.
Because
I don't know.
You know, sneak
because
around
Rosemary
enough.
was dropped off.
They were in that pool for fucking hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were in the pool the whole time. Rosemary's dropped off who knows where, miles away. And when she's busy, he's, people are in the pool while Rosemary's being ditched. He's off killing, Vinny and Freddie in the barn.
And hanging someone and hanging
hanging
her
someone.
up.
So how does he get back to the pool in time to put the head in there
How
before
far
Teresa
away
comes
is this
out of the
fucking
house, and
barn?
then
Yeah.
back to the barn to finish up with the rest? It's nothing makes sense. It's like,
Why the fuck was she looking in that filter anyway?
Yeah, they already cleaned the filter.
They knew the frog was in there. They knew what was in that
They
goddamn
already
thing. It was
cleaned the
fine.
filter,
It was
yeah.
fine.
so
I don't check the
Oh,
filter
obviously,
again.
you guys don't have a pool either, huh? I mean,
Well, I guess not.
All right, fine. Thanks for calling us
oh,
out.
sorry,
hot tub.
Well, you guys don't own a
Hollywood,
pool,
fuck.
do you? You check that filter all the time.
totes.
So Dina and Teresa meet up. They run screaming into each other, and they decide they need to look for the others. And so this
Oh my
becomes
God.
the body reveal stage where they find the body of Gino smoking and sizzling in the
So,
candy bed.
can I ask, the house has paper and painter's tape
Painter's tape.
all over the walls,
All over the basement,
all
yeah.
over the
Who
floor.
did that?
What's up with that?
They did say it earlier. She says the basement still being finished. They did mention when they were having that move-in scene when they were unpacking their crap.
Yeah,
They
but
did mention it
what?
briefly. So they said the basement isn't finished; it's still under construction. So
So we're gonna wrap it up like
so
a
that
present.
one.
Yeah.
That one you can kind of.
I thought it was weird too, but
Yeah, they
you
did
are right.
mention
They
it.
did
I missed that.
announce it.
Yeah.
So
They
they
had all
find.
the Belgian whistles.
Oh,
That's why.
my bad.
Everybody knows. I'm sure you all know it's like the really fake CGI smoke they had coming out from underneath the door from Gino's smoky
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
It was
missed that.
so
Yeah.
badly
And
done.
by proxy, I mean the way he got burnt that quick, he'd be like a cinder by now. He would be on fire. I mean, there'd be nothing left.
Tanning bed's still on, not on fire or
Yeah.
anything. Continues to cook him, but doesn't catch fire.
So they pass the sliding glass patio doors, and Tony pops up, banging on the glass with,
With
his
his
bloody
stumps.
forearm stumps, begging to be let inside. So Dina opens the door for him right as the killer attacks, and it hacks Tony in the back with an axe, which Tony falls forward into the house, allowing the killer to enter behind him.
Yeah.
The girls take off screaming and running upstairs. They barricade themselves in the upstairs room and call out for 911. The killer now breaks in through a window, which now I would say it was an upstairs, like a second story window. Like, how is that possible? But one thing I noticed about this house is like really split. Like it's
Yeah,
built
it's
into a hill, so they
yeah.
could have run upstairs to the ground, like, and that would have still been the ground floor. It's a really confusing house
It is.
layout.
So I'm gonna let that slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna let that go.
So again, I'm sorry, I lost my thought. The killer, Teresa tries to unblock the door they just barricaded, but because they can get out. But Dina then stabs the killer in the eye with the now turned on black vibrator. And then
Oh,
has Teresa
was that what
with
that-
the
I
door
missed
and
that.
kills her.
I thought
You missed? How'd you miss that? It's fucking vibrator to the eye.
I'm pretty sure that was not in the movie we saw.
I didn't realize that was the vibrator.
That was the vibrator. She picked up the vibrator and stabs him in the eye.
That's
with
what
the
she put in his eye.
That's what she
well,
put in his eye.
good for the vibrator.
Holy shit!
I'm so glad it made a
It
comeback.
came back now. It makes
I was
sense
such
to
a
me.
reason
I
there,
might
she's
actually
like, she's
watch
not
part of
giving
this
it away,
again.
but-
we might have to.
Oh,
we might have to have a
dick in the
replay.
Old dick in the eye.
Like-
Because the
Yeah.
girls unblock, they unblock the door and run
Every
out.
time.
They try, as they run out, they try to get to the car, which the tires have been slashed, and they run to the woods. And that's when they show they go back to the killer, and he distinctly pulls the black vibrator out and holds it, which is going it's vibrating in his hand,
How did
and
we
he
miss
tosses
that?
it aside.
Who else was drunk while they were
Marshall,
watching this?
You just blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I was pretty drunk when I was watching it. So.
Man, okay.
Wow.
Now I'm happy with the dildo scene in the beginning because now I get it.
It's all coming back around.
Yeah, it all comes back around.
So
So
what kind of force do you have to, like, a dildo? Okay, I don't understand the logistics of a dildo in the eye. Like, that's some force behind
That's
that
some-
dildo
that's some adrenaline.
to get into
well, one,
like.
it is a vibrator, not dildo. So we need dildos are more, they're not as
Floppy
stiff.
cocks.
yeah?
They're floppy cocks. They're silicone rubber ones. They're floppy. They're
oh, yeah,
hard style
Marshall?
plastic.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
So
Okay.
I'm saying a hard force to a soft eye hole could.
All right.
I would say a turn-on vibrator could penetrate a black, soft eye hole. So, yeah.
I think it was the first time I've heard vibrator penetrating eye hole.
A soft.
We're gonna. There's probably a term for that in Urban Dictionary.
Soft
We're gonna have to look that up.
eye hole. I'm gonna take your word for that,
Yeah.
Marshall.
All right, so of course Dina and Teresa come to the barn, which they try to hide inside. And Teresa turns on the light to find the dead, hanging body of Edgar. As they run around the barn screaming, they find more and more bodies.
You find the bodies of the nerds that were on the Jersey Devil tour.
No, you don't.
Yeah, they were chopped up. They were
they?
there.
No, that
yeah.
was Vinny and Freddy that were chopped up.
No, they were the nerds too. The nerds were also dead. They climbed up the steps and they found the bodies of the nerds. Because I remember they even had.
I
the
think we
shirt,
missed that too.
the
Oh no,
Beam
you're
Me
right.
Up
They
shirt.
did.
Yeah.
You're right. I forgot.
I missed
yeah.
that too.
Yeah, so
Which
like,
that's really weird. Like, why were they killed?
so everyone.
This
This murder's been killing everyone in the whole area. I guess.
We might have been checked out
I
by
wonder
then.
if the nerds were like trying to like follow the girls back to the house, like trying to creep up on them, like peeping tom, and the killer just came up and like killed them while they're like
Oh, we'll never
looking
know.
through the windows.
We'll never
I'm
know.
gonna think to me that's what happened.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. What happened.
We should
Okay.
probably rent the director's cut.
Yeah.
So now in a panic, they're trying to figure out what to do. They're saying like they can't use the cars, and the killer will find us in the woods. So Dina suggests using the rowboat to get out into the middle of the lake where the killer can't reach them, which in theory is not a bad idea.
Now, I was hoping that it was going to go more in depth and they were going to tie her fear of water in with the rowboat.
What Teresa says,
This didn't really happen.
she
Kinda
does say,
did.
Teresa refusing, I can't swim. If I fall in, I'll drown. So
I'm gonna
she's-
drown and die, but you're gonna fucking die anyway.
That's what
Get in
the
the water.
The Jwoww character, I guess, is screaming. It's like, you're gonna die anyway. Might as well try it this way. You know, like-
Dina.
Dina, yeah.
So yeah, the killer pops up. The girls scream, "Who are you?" The killer removes
are
his
you?
mask to reveal Edgar. Now, surprise, Teresa's like, Edgar? And the killer says, Tony, my name is. So he speaks like Yoda in this movie.
Not just Tony, my name
I'm
is.
sorry,
What
Troy.
did he say?
Troy.
Oh, Troy.
He said Troy.
And then he said,
Marshall's probably getting to
Yeah, I'm
that.
getting it. He says, and the girl says, "Why are you doing this?" Troy says, "It's the Jersey thing."
Thanks.
the
It's
second best line in the movie.
Jersey thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Okay, in the heat of running around, trying not to get killed, seeing all your friends chopped up and whatever, why would you ever ask, who are you? Who fucking cares? Like,
Yeah.
who are Why do you stop for that 5 seconds to ask who he is? I don't give a fuck.
Boo, gone.
Just, throw a flip-flop at him.
Well, if you don't say who are you, how are you going to get the? How's that going to lead you to the? It's a Jersey thing.
How you gonna get
Troy.
Troy.
Troy, my name is.
Troy, my name is.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
It's a
Troy, my name
Jersey
is.
thing.
It's a Jersey thing.
Oh.
So Troy slashes Dina across the stomach with his cleaver, spilling
That was
her
a good
guts
scene,
and
too.
intestines out onto the barn
I mean,
floor.
just spill.
Yeah.
Pretty gross. Pretty great.
Teresa grabs a pitchfork, stabs Troy in the back with it. As a cop car pulls up front of the barn, 2 cops get out. She tells them what happens, and it's like there's more, and tells her there's more bodies at the house. So the cops stay here, get back in the car, and drive away.
They just
Luckily
see
for
ya.
Teresa, another cop car arrives, or this would have been major bullshit.
Yeah.
A female cop runs up to Teresa, followed by another one who she tells to go check out the barn. In the barn, cops find Troy, who still has a pulse. They say he's still breathing. Now, the 2 cops that went to the house, they're looking around with their flashlights. Tony, still alive, pops up screaming.
With his stumpy
Troy.
hands.
Tony.
Tony,
You're talking about
yeah.
Tony. Yeah, okay.
Tony,
sorry.
with his stumpy arms.
That's right, I
The
forgot about
black
him.
cop pulls out his gun and shoots Tony in the head,
Right.
killing him.
Dead
and
on shot.
And then the cops blames it on being nervous. I'm sorry, I was nervous.
I was nervous.
So the white cop behind him is like raiding the female for help, and the female cop leaves Teresa, says, "Stay here, I'll be back," and leaves again. Leaves Teresa alone.
In her defense, they had a 10-17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
They go,
so.
"Oh, we got 10-17.
No,
we fucked up and accidentally killed somebody.
Yeah, sorry
Again.
about that.
Again.
I officially call bullshit on that one because there's never happened. Cops would not leave
Nobody's
her alone.
nobody's leaving her alone.
Yeah.
In the middle. First of all, until more evidence is gathered, and she can be, because she can still be considered a suspect right now.
Right.
And if she is a murderer, you just let her run off into the woods.
Right.
Or if she's traumatized, you don't leave her alone. Oh, it's so.
10-17.
10-17. That trumps all.
You gotta
That
move
trumps
on
all.
that.
Yeah.
So
You gotta move on that.
the black cop asks the white cop, like, "Hey, give me, your hit
Your sidearm, yeah.
Sidearm.
Yep.
And he pulls the gun like out of an ankle holster, hands the cop, and they want to plant a gun in Tony's hand to justify him shooting him. But then, oh shit, it don't work because he ain't got no hands.
Tony ain't got no hands.
Another plot twist. Oh. Old Stumpy.
Ruining the frame job.
So
Because it's gonna fucking matter, like how that guy. I don't know.
Doesn't
Another bullet in that guy. Who
Right.
gives a fuck? Like you know,
Was
like
it the axe wound to the back?
Yeah.
And no
He was dead
hands?
from There's about 6 other things that could have killed him. He should have bled out by now.
yeah. So bodies are being wheeled out into the ambulance in front of Teresa, who goes back into the barn
Oh
to cry
my
over
god, I
Dina's
can't even
body.
handle this.
In the ambulance, one of the paramedics says, "This can't be the guy. Wasn't he missing an eye?" The camera pans down to show Edgar. So
There's a body swap.
Dun dun dun.
who didn't see that coming?
That looks like a dildo and a soft eye.
Damn it, it's a vibrator.
That is a clear dildo in the soft eye hole. injury.
Right. Vibrator in the
Vibrator.
eye.
I'm sorry, Marshall. I'm
Get
sorry.
it right. I mean,
Hard
if you're the
vibrator,
medical examiner, you
soft
gotta get it right on
dildo.
the official
Yeah,
report.
gotta get around on the other.
Cause of death.
Black vibrator to the soft eye hole. I need to get that on a shirt.
Dildos are hard. Vibrators are soft. Or I'm sorry, it's the other way
The other way
around.
around.
I'm sorry. I don't
We'll
know
get it,
them
we'll
well
get it.
enough. I'm sorry.
So Troy is he switched places with Edgar, and he goes after Teresa, who runs and hides.
Well, what about like that classic, the old knife through the armpit move?
Yeah.
See
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Like where he's like,
Posting
oh,
up
I'm
on
hanging
the-
here, I'm stuck up here, and like,
Well, it wasn't a knife. It was like
I'm in 8th grade.
It was like a metal hook or something.
They
you
thought
would
he was
hang
on a
Right.
hook.
But yeah,
it was
like,
the
under
hook
his
through the
armpit.
arm. He's like,
Holding
oh, fooled you.
himself up.
Yeah.
Like, classic. Another
Going after.
classic.
So Teresa comes out of her hiding spot with a can of hairspray and a lighter.
Okay,
and
wait.
just settled on-
So
okay, are you
we
getting to
watched
it?
this scene like 4 times.
All right.
We went back a couple times because I'm like, where the fuck did she get a lighter?
She got it from her magic purse.
Did you see her magic silver purse that appeared?
Yeah, which she didn't have
Out of
before.
nowhere.
She's been running the entire time. No, when we went back, no
That
purse,
is
no
the
purse, no
greatest-
purse.
Oh my god, I
All of a
missed
sudden,
that.
she has this
She enters the
silver
barn
purse
and
in
she has
her
a
hand.
purse in her hand. She pulls a lighter and
Hairspray
hairspray
lighter.
out of it.
I didn't even notice that. You're totally
Oh,
right. You're
God.
totally right.
We
Yeah,
watched
that
this
makes the movie,
scene
she's
multiple
running around
times.
with nothing.
I couldn't handle it because I'm like, did Adam goes, she pulled it out of her purse, and I'm like, she didn't have one. And he was like, yeah, she did. I'm like, no, she didn't. And so, and like, if she made it through that whole fucking thing with a purse in her hand, come on. So we went back, we totally watched it over and over, and she did. Oh, all of a sudden, we're in the, silver purse comes out from nowhere.
I didn't even notice that. I didn't even
Hairspray
notice
lighter.
I would say maybe it's one of the other girls that dropped a purse, but none of the other girls had a purse either.
No.
No,
You're right,
no one
that's-
had a silver purse with them.
that. Good on
Found
you.
that one.
Couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Fucking movie.
So yeah, so she pulls out the hairspray and a lighter and sets Troy's head on fire with it. Troy bursts out of the barn screaming, but he's able to dunk his head into a barrel of water. Now, keep in mind, again, these special effects look like shit because it's just CGI
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
They just pasted on top of Troy's head.
And it's in slow
Yeah,
motion.
it's pretty bad. And it's the old barrel outside of the saloon.
The rain
fucking thing. Like,
barrel.
Yeah, hey, get out there and sober yourself up, you old motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like that's what that. Like,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
has that?
Yeah, I want to know what
wooden
God, that'd
wine
be
barrel
great.
outside.
I mean,
Yeah.
if my head's on fire, I'm not gonna be too picky about what to douse it off. But can you imagine what the fuck would be in that barrel?
Drowned squirrels. You
Drowned
know?
squirrels.
You don't know what.
Warm, expired meat, furs,
Guido juice.
Guido juice. So, Teresa runs off into the
Old
woods
hard
again.
dildos.
Vibrators.
Vibrators. I'm sorry.
Troy-
Old hard vibrators.
Troy picks up his cleaver again and starts going after Teresa. Now she ends up at the docks and gets in the rope. And this is very Friday the 13th-esque
Yeah.
ending to this.
As he keeps saying, "Get over here right now.
Yeah.
Pretty lady,
Get
pretty
over
girl,
here
get over
right
here.
now.
Yeah, he's
Get
pretty
over
direct.
here right now.
Get in my belly.
Just about.
Get over here right now."
So she hops in the rowboat and starts rowing out to into the lake. But Troy grabs a rope which he left attached to the boat and
What
starts
the
pulling
fuck?
her back
The
toward
13-mile rope
Yeah,
that she had on
it's
there.
A long
She was
rope.
across the lake.
Just about, yeah.
Still tied to the fucking dock. Nah.
How long of a rope do you have to, like, you know?
And it was a climbing rope.
Yeah,
Like, it was a climb. It wasn't. Okay.
It was
I'm
a
sorry.
very
I'm
thick,
getting into
heavy
like,
rope. It wasn't like I
It
know.
was climbing. I'm sorry. I can't handle it.
So Troy just about has her close enough to kill him when gunshots ring out. Troy falls into the water dead, and standing behind him is Big V Rubino himself and some of his goons. It turns out Big V is a
Ain't
midget.
so-
Oh,
he ain't so big.
He ain't so big.
He ain't so
Yeah.
big.
He
He's a
turns
midget.
out to be a little person.
He's a midget in a flower shirt
in a Hawaiian shirt. And he
with
te-
glasses and
Man, he
like
looks-
smudgy glasses and
He looks pretty rough.
not so mobby.
And his ankle bracelet.
and yes, the
Ankle bracelet. Yeah.
He's like, fuck this ankle bracelet.
He tells her that he got a call from Edgar an hour before she called him. And apparently it turns out that he had asked Edgar to keep an eye on her since two of his men went missing in that area earlier, which, of course, were the men from the very beginning of the movie. And
Is that from the radio broadcast they heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he plays a message from Edgar, which is Edgar saying that his brother has lost his mind and turned their barn into a slaughterhouse. And we also hear on the message Troy killing Edgar on the message.
Yeah, true.
And Teresa like begs him, no, I never want to see this place again. Don't ever make me see this place again. He's like, I promise. And they hug.
He's like, hold her. I promise you, princess. I promise you. Oh.
So she's got to be on like her knees. And
Yeah.
and
So
she's
gross.
still
He's
like
a
talking.
little man.
Like, she's on her knees and she's
Yeah,
still
they're at
talking.
eye
He
level.
is.
Yeah.
They're at eye level.
Yeah.
And he's a little man, yeah.
So we fade away into the
Trump hands.
bright sky with birds chirping. It's beautiful. The camera pans down on the pristine lake
Son
with a
of a-
rowboat in the middle, and in the rowboat sits the main sassy Latina girl we saw earlier, who is now topless underneath her orange life vest, and sitting across from her fishing is
None other than
Ron Jeremy.
Yay!
Good old Ronnie.
He's back.
And
That
she,
bitch had a dead face. Did you see her face?
Oh, well, she's
Like,
probably had so much work to it.
it's so
She
much
did.
like Botox.
She doesn't
and
know if
I
she's
mean,
smiling or frowning.
yeah, I have no idea. There was her reaction, and she was like reacting to things. I'm like, yeah, dead face.
Just kind of moves up or
Like,
down.
oh, hey, Ronnie.
ventriloquist dummy just
Yeah.
I love you.
She asked Ron if he misses his beach house. And Ron's like, we learned that the house was destroyed during a storm, which I guess maybe a hurricane.
Maybe a
It just
hurricane.
says during a storm.
Ron's in full-blown fishing gear,
Oh,
by the way.
Yeah, hat, fishing vest.
Very natural looking.
And so he took the insurance money and bought all of this, gesturing like to the whole
Area, yeah.
acres around him. And when she says that must have cost you a fortune, he says the mobster he bought it from was so anxious to sell, he practically gave it away. So,
For pennies on the dollar.
yeah, so Ron's now
Legit.
bought Big V's property. And she tells him, that's why I like you, Ronnie, because you're smart and classy. And with that, she removes the life
Smart
vest to
and
show
classy.
off her tits.
Smart and classy.
Let me-
Titty
titty
time.
time.
I can't move my
She's
lips.
got some nice party hats. A little callback.
Kind of want to shred those.
And after a moment of titty oogling, bubbles are shown rising out of the water, and Troy leaps out of the water, cleaver in hand,
Much like Jason.
which
Yeah.
Much like Voorhees.
again somehow has his mask back on, which
Yeah.
he didn't
Yeah.
earlier.
And has he been in the water that whole time? I don't think so.
Yeah, he would probably would have been dragged out, but he goes to kill Ron, who just pulls out this massive, dirty, hairy like revolver from his
Yeah.
His big gun.
from his
Yeah.
fishing vest.
His
shoots
other big
Troy,
gun.
center mass, killing him. The girl says, "Oh my God, that's a huge gun." Ron looks directly into the camera and says, "And it's always fully loaded."
God damn it.
Wink. Roll credits.
That's it. And that's it.
Now,
Like,
during the
That's
credits,
a wrap.
there is a quick scene of Rosemary still looking for the puppy
Oh,
in the cow field.
we stopped it. Sorry.
So
Oh.
the song that's played over the credits is the full version of "Melt" by Italian Ice,
It's the full version.
and I gotta say, it's not that bad.
It really isn't.
Stanley,
You're
I could
lying.
see this being a hit in '91 or '92. This could be a legit like top 40 song.
I was drunk. I was
Melt
actually
all
trying
over
to
your
If Vanilla
face,
Ice
yeah.
didn't steal it.
No, it's just
Ooh, you're starting some beef with Ice.
Maybe.
I listen
Italian
to it,
Ice.
I'm like, yeah, and it's kind of like a mixture of that song. Everybody dance now,
And it's like, gonna make you sweat.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like some early '90s rap.
Yeah.
It's like it's not bad.
Melt all over your face, yeah.
And this program, I did have a question about this though. We can discuss this before moving on to favorite kills. If that post movie, the credit scene, was supposed to be present time of Rosemary still looking for the puppy in the field, did that mean Rosemary didn't die? So then, whose head was in the pool filter?
I don't know.
Because that really threw us off everything.
Was it the blonde girl? The blonde girl who was getting
Gigi.
berated by the
That could've-
silverback
it could've-
gorilla
No,
guy?
'cause the girl in the pool had brown hair. Had dark hair, not blonde.
I don't
know, I just thought it
can't
looked-
say
it
one
was
way or
just
the-
kinda like-
I don't think it was Rosemary.
It couldn't have
Yeah.
been, yeah.
I didn't think it was Rosemary.
That
I thought
wouldn't
it
make
was-
sense.
That
I
wouldn't
thought
make
it
any
was.
sense in this movie, Marshall.
I don't know.
Silver purse shows up.
Shows up. All right.
Oh, so pissed.
So with that, let's go into favorite kills.
Don't act like you didn't love it. Favorite kill.
All right. So we always let our guests start off here, and depending on who we count, how many buys we count, there's at least 15 kills in this movie.
Wow. That's
13 that were you don't see Rosemary and Vinny die on screen, so you have 13 on-screen deaths at least. So that's a lot to choose from. Some
Yeah.
are pretty weak, others are much
Pretty
better.
good.
So ladies first. Renee, what was your favorite kill of this movie?
Well, I guess my first inclination is toward the poor dreams of that fucking mime on the beach. They killed him. They killed that poor mime's dreams.
They killed his
Um,
dreams.
But I'm gonna say the charbroil deep fry
Gino.
tanny bed Gino death with the moniker with the
The manacles.
manacles.
Yeah.
That was it, because it was probably the most far-fetched death,
Yeah.
which I always enjoy.
All right.
Yeah.
Adam, what was yours?
I don't know. I want to say I like the Sander death, but then I think I'm just gonna have to give it to Ron Jeremy, because if you're gonna go out, you want to go out with Ron Jeremy's big gun.
So
So Troy?
Troy getting
So
killed.
Troy.
The other
Yeah.
big gun.
Yeah,
Assuming
Getting
he's
taken
dead.
out by the big gun. Hey, that's a death. Yeah.
But did he die?
Right.
We don't know.
Assuming.
I didn't even put Troy on this. That's
Asterisk
16.
by that one.
So Adam picked
Troy
Troy.
should have died a bunch of times.
Aaron, what's
So
yours?
I'm gonna go with sushi titties. The way they chopped those
Yeah.
up. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
that was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
The shower
So
scene.
Snooki.
So Snooki getting
Snooki.
killed in the shower. The chopping effects. I mean,
Ugh.
it was pretty violent. It was like
It was.
whoa. It was
hurt me.
definitely. The movie kind of had kind of a like sticky tone, and then that scene was like pow 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 wow.
Yeah.
It kind of shifted gears.
Mine. I'm probably gonna go with Tony just got. Poor Tony, man. Handscarf, axe in the back, shot in the head. He had multiple deaths. But
Poor Tony.
Poor Tony.
I'm going to go with Freddy, the Fran Drescher hyena, and who got the chainsaw thing,
yeah.
because that was just pretty gruesome and
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
awesome. So that's going with that's my favorite.
I think this
kill.
is one of the first times in a while we've had a nice
variety.
we have a nice potpourri of kills to choose
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah, it's the first time I think ever that we've all had a different
favorite. Yeah,
Because there were a lot.
yeah, there were.
That brings us to odds and ends.
Not only did they watch these films, they researched them too. Ugh, what is wrong with these guys?
So odds and ends, we always start with our ratings. If anybody wants to, you want to play a guessing game here. IMDb. Everyone guess of what the rating is on it. Well, you guys might have looked it up. So I don't know.
We
We didn't look at IMDb.
I
but we looked
did.
at.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you can. I already looked at the score on IMDb.
I'm gonna
I did
guess.
too.
What was
All right,
it?
well, never mind.
2 stars.
Are you just looking at my notes?
No, I'm not.
IMDb 2.9
Booyah!
out of 10.
Close enough.
On Amazon, though, it had
Well, we
14.
14. Yeah, no, no. Amazon 3.3
Okay.
out of 5. Rotten Tomatoes 17% on
Yeah.
the thermometer with a 9% audience.
Oh, I didn't know.
This is one of our bottom
This is
feeders
a
right
bottom
now.
feeder here.
Wow.
Oh, so bad.
Yeah, plot keywords. There were like 10, so I just wrote them all down. Nothing real. But New Jersey, beach, sex, serial killer, violence, nightclub, female in shower, female frontal nudity, breast, and defecation.
Guido.
Defecation.
Yeah, like how's Guido now?
Right. Guido.
Why isn't black vibrator? eye hole in
meatball.
there?
Yeah.
Meatball, grenade.
Hard vibrator,
Grenade.
soft hole.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Soft hole.
So really that's all I get. Not for trivia. There's really only one thing I could find for this movie, and that is a couple of the actors of this movie: Sal Governale, Richard Christie, and Mark Shaw, aka Bigfoot, are all members of the Howard Stern radio program.
Yeah.
Mark Shaw, aka Bigfoot, is the guy who plays Edgar/Troy, the killer. So that's who that is.
That's the same guy.
Same guy.
It's a Jersey thing.
It's interesting. That brings us to actually this week we get to play the budget game.
Oh, awesome.
It's now time to play everyone's favorite game, Guess the Budget.
For the
All right.
first time in like a month or more, we get to play the budget game.
Okay.
Now, basically, what we do, obviously we just try to guess the budget of the movie. Hopefully, you guys didn't look it up or find it. And this whoever comes closest wins. It's not Price is Right. So if you go over and you're still closer,
That's
you
my
win.
question. Price is Right rules.
We
Like,
tried it, but it just makes it too hard because people.
$1?
Yeah, $1.
Yeah.
So,
classic.
we just go whoever gets closest wins. Again, guests go first. So Renee.
I don't know if I can put a monetary amount on it, but I would definitely say at least 2 blowjobs, about 4 hand jobs, and about 6 New Jersey turnpikes. Definitely is what this fucking movie cost because it was a shithole of a movie. $13.
Okay.
Just for the water for the crew.
All right, $13.
I'm gonna give it a little more credit than that.
Google New Jersey turnpike as a sex position.
I'm gonna say 75,000.
75,000. Okay.
I'm gonna go. It had some decent effects as far as the blood is concerned. Location was good. You had Ron Jeremy, multiple locations.
I forgot Ron Jeremy.
$20.
So I'm gonna go 300,000.
I was gonna go.
100.
I was gonna go
Just for the house rental alone, you got to think about that too.
Right.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, it was under construction.
Oh.
All right. Well, Renee, you didn't win.
But give me that there were probably some Jersey Turnpikes and some BJs and some TJs happening.
The winner of this week's budget game.
Oh.
Aaron Southworth.
Hey!
Son of a bitch.
Ah! What did you guess, Marshall?
I didn't guess because I know the answer.
Well, I know, but did you have like an idea before you looked?
No, not. Sometimes I do, but this time I didn't.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
The estimated budget for this movie, $1,400,000.
No
What?
fucking way.
Wow.
For what?
$1.5 million.
How much do those pieces of shit get paid?
Too much.
Well,
Well, there's a lot of them too.
There's
There
a
were
lot
of them,
A lot of
okay.
cast members, locations, the renting of
Yeah,
that
the
house. The practical effects were good.
Yeah.
The tanning machine.
Yeah,
The
that's
electro beat
The
300.
classic, right? I mean,
classic.
How much does John Jeremy charge for a movie? Do we know?
Who knows?
Probably not much considering the movie.
$1,300,000.
Oh shit!
Probably. You're
All right.
probably right.
So that brings us to 5-star reviews.
These special movies have a place in these special people's hearts. 5-star reviews.
Now there were a few of them. I wrote down one. I think 3.
There were 5-star reviews.
Yes, there were. First one from William B. This was a hilarious version of horror meets Jersey Shore parody. If you like movies like Scary Movie or American Pie, then this is for you. It has a lot of Guido lifestyle stereotypes and references. If you were a Jersey Shore fan, you will enjoy it. 5 stars.
That is not true, William B.
Has he seen American Pie?
Has he
Or
seen
Jersey
the
Shore?
Yeah.
Or
From Stock Market 20. Jersey Shore Massacre is a must-see summer movie. Laugh and be scared at the same time with this well-selected cast. The Jaws of 2014. 5-star
The
reviews.
Jaws of 2014.
The
So you're
Jaws of
comparing
2014.
Jaws, a horror classic.
It's
Jersey
because
Shore.
of the Jaws movie during the shit scene.
I'm saying it has nothing to do with Jaws at all.
That
They were at the
comparison's
beach.
Horrible.
You know.
Ugh.
Now,
I bet the mime wrote that.
Now, this one I found interesting. By a poster named DC, he posted this exact same review on 2 different sites. So he cut and pasted this on multiple sites.
Someone's a fan.
On Amazon and on IMDb, where he gave it 10 stars.
holy shit.
Because on Amazon it goes up to 10. So if you're a fan of either the horror or comedy horror slasher fic genre, you'll most likely enjoy Jersey Shore Massacre. Although much about it is cliche and sometimes even offensive, it certainly delivers potent doses of blood and gore that are thankfully inflicted upon those simplistic, parasitic, narcissistic characters as depicted in MTV's Jersey Shore. Additionally, the humorous elements exist throughout. The bonus features alone are worth the price of admission, particularly the short entitled Fat Camp Massacre. So that's why it was short, if they had this short on, anyway, 5 stars. Now,
That's a good one.
that, since there were only 3, I did go to 1-star reviews, and there were a few pages of 1-star reviews. I wrote down one from Brandy X3. The worst acting I've ever seen. It's like they purposely told them not to act and read the lines to each other. Still couldn't get through the entire movie. Only watch if that is all you're expecting to get out of the movie. 1 star. So
I still can't believe
Pissed.
$1.5 million.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking.
Holy shit.
yeah.
That's all Jwoww money.
Yeah,
She was the
that
producer.
is.
She put all that money in there, man.
I wonder if she made any back.
I don't. Well,
Well,
we
we
rented
gave
it for
her,
$3.
Well,
$3.99.
We gave her a couple bucks.
Yeah, we did.
We threw her a couple
We,
bucks.
we got it in
7 from
HD
us,
too,
probably.
so
Oh, you guys sprung for the biggest.
yeah, we got the HD package.
Because we just felt like, you know, like it wouldn't be like the best movie ever if we weren't watching it in HD. You
Right.
know, we wanted to make sure we had everything.
Oh, I went standard.
I know we
I
should
went
have.
standard. I saved that $1.
We should have.
I think I think I did HD too.
Yeah.
yeah.
We
Have
did.
to.
So for a grand total of what, she got 12, $15 from us.
Yeah,
All right.
Oh, we're a family.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, never mind. Never mind. Sorry, Jwoww.
I think it
$15.
was like, I don't know, $3 or something, right? $3.69 or something.
We
I
got
don't
you a
know.
trip to Wendy's, Jwoww.
Yeah.
So let's wrap it up to our closing remarks. So like I said, so bad it's good, so bad it's scary. Final thoughts. Renee, Adam, either one of you want to start us off and wrap this up?
Don't know.
So basically, I'll go ahead and kind of show you what we're doing here. Is this at the end of the day, we kind of talk about whether the movie was so bad it was good or so bad it was scary. And kind of when I was watching the movie, I was thinking, we got to 40 minutes and nothing really happened yet. There was a lot of character developments, a lot of going into characters. I actually thought that hurt the movie a little bit because actually, even though they're horrible, horrible people, when they started getting killed, I started to feel a little sympathetic for them. Even though they're the worst fucking people in the world.
We got too much info on them.
You still got to know them too well. So I was like, fuck. But they should have. I wish they just would have splattered more kills throughout the movie to make it move along a little quicker. At the end of the day, though, would you want to watch it? It was a goof. It's Jersey Shore Massacre. It was pretty fun. I'm going to say so bad it's good.
So bad it's good from Aaron.
Those are only options. So bad it's good and so bad it's scary.
You can come up with something better. Let's hear it, baby.
So bad it's... I don't wanna. I don't.
Well, that'd be so bad it's scary.
That'd be so bad it's scary.
Okay, so bad it's scary.
You would never ever watch again. So bad it's scary. Like,
I was thinking like so bad it's scary, like horror style.
No. Like, it's actually
well
scared
then,
you. Just...
so bad it's scary for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably rather staple my face to a donkey's ass than ever watch this thing again. Like, I'm gonna say so bad it's scary. I can't. No,
So bad it's scary.
It was. We had to stop it halfway through and then like pick up today because I'm like I can't.
Now
It's like
that being
watching Trump
said,
give a speech.
I will probably go back and verify that he was stabbed in the eye socket with a vibrator.
All right.
Okay.
The soft eye socket
Soft eye socket
with a hard vibrator.
hard vibrator.
You got it right.
Got it right.
All right.
For
Hard
me,
black vibrator.
For me, we're gonna split the panel. I agree with Aaron. I'm gonna say so bad it's good. Like, don't get. I hate the Jersey Shore and those people, those type of like I want them like eradicated if possible. But this movie, because
Wow.
Shout out New Jersey.
Let's not hold back.
Someone's getting a little genocidal over here.
All right.
Shout out
people
Jersey
are-
Shore.
hate
Shout
those
out
type of
East
people.
Coast.
Not all the East Coast. There's just the Jersey folks.
So this makes me wonder, what kind of movies have you guys seen that this is so bad it's good? Or
We've
what?
seen some.
This
some
brings out
doozies.
such anger in you.
Right.
Because it is making fun of those people, and I get to watch those type of people get killed in violent, bloody, great ways. I enjoyed it. I do agree with you. It did take a while. Once you had Gigi kind of killed early, but after that, it was a long stretch of nothing. But then they come hard and fast, and I agree with you. I'm saying so bad it's good that it is watchable, and if you can laugh at it. So we split the panel. We got 2 and 2
All
this
right,
week.
2 and 2.
It's a Jersey thing.
It's a Jersey thing. All right, that's gonna wrap us up for this week. Remember, check out our. Facebook.
Before we go, but again, so Grey Word Entertainment. You guys want to plug anything real quick?
Do it.
Oh yeah, thank you. Totally.
Yeah, so check us out, guys. We're photo booth rentals, green screens, step and repeats, anything kind of event photography. So graywordentertainment.com and our Instagram, Grayword Entertainment. What's our Twitter?
Photo booth doc.
Photo booth doc at photo booth doc for Twitter. So yeah, check us out on the socials.
Yeah, so all the any listeners in the St. Louis area, I mean, I speak firsthand. They did my wedding. It was fucking fantastic. It was a huge hit. It was wonderful. Thank you again so much.
We do good stuff.
So yeah, they do excellent work. So
And we're fun.
yeah, totally great times.
Yeah, excellent. I thank you. I totally mind blank on that.
Thanks.
But
Thanks, Aaron.
yeah, check out our Facebook page. Check out our website, horriblehorrorpodcast.com. We are on Twitter at So Bad It's Scary. We're on Instagram at Horrible Horror Podcast.
Blowing up on Instagram.
And you can download, listen to episodes off our website. You can also download and get them on horriblehorror.podbean.com and subscribe to us and be nice. Give us 5 stars and all that on iTunes. Check us out. We'll be back in another week as we continue our summer road trip with another horrible horror movie. So in the meantime, watch more horror movies and keep it